Hello and welcome back to the Eboa Chronicles. Last time, the party made it to the city of Aquarnia, the heart of the Aquarnian kingdom, the heart of the Aquarnian Empire. Lots of Aquarnia there. Aquarnia all the way down. Um,
Equinology.
Damn it, you stole my joke.
so the party met Della's family. Um, met a loving sister and a complicated relationship with the parents and had the most awkward dinner ever. Oh, that was a fun bit of role playing.
Why haven't you clipped that, Tyron? I am disappointed in you.
Anyway,
Look, I've been lazy
No.
all week. All right. This
uh,
isn't the only thing that I've failed to do.
anyway, the party bought some magic items. They got reunited with Nadia. Um, Gamel, the dragon dwarf guy, did some behind the scenes string pulling to get stuff set up, and the party is getting ready to actually engage in their actual plan of using the teleportation circle in the city to teleport to Freton in the Kingdom of Friedland, far to the south. The other major,
Human
well,
power.
one of the other major human uh, kingdoms.
Mm.
Mhm.
But first, Delif has a performance.
Oh,
That's
yes.
so
Oh
sorry.
no.
We should all fear this. We knew it was coming.
That's the thing. Does she invite the family
Uh,
as well? That's the thing. That's the question.
Probably not.
No, it won't be. A few things though before the actual performance. Nez is going to be used for the performance, of course. He will be posing as Sir Robert.
Oh no.
So,
All
he
right,
can
so
take either he will take a form that's less offensive, or we can just keep his imp form and paint him gold.
Okay, give me a second.
Give him a toy
That
sword.
okay, I will say this. Does Medrash know that the Ness is going to do that before the performance
Uh,
begins?
actually,
Mhm.
actually, they will ask Madras if he wants to partake.
Medrash will, when she says it, will look at her funny and says, "No, I have an idea of your songs, and sincerely, I don't want to be involved on that if it creates
Okay,
any kind of trouble in the future."
okay, that's good. But you should know that are you are included in the song.
Medrash looks at her warning and says, "Okay."
It's a good thing. Don't worry.
Medrash still is worried.
Worried is
It
Madrash's
should be.
default form, to be honest.
Hesitantly, he nods his head to her and begins to, keep a very close eye when she begins the performance on
Okay.
everything.
all right, the crowd starts to gather as it looks like the performance is about to start. In the crowd, you see a familiar old dwarf.
Ah, perfect.
It's come to watch. Also, it's elsewhere in the crowd, sister.
I told your family
Gather
would be
around.
involved.
Gather around, ladies and gentlemen, and children of all ages. You're about to.
And Madrash.
Oh no.
It's all good. Anyway, um, um, you're going to witness a magical performance that will educate you to the finer details of what took place in uh,
That's fair.
Yes, in the siege of come on of Lasberg.
Lusberg.
So, and Delis takes out her lute and starts the performance. Do you want me to roll now or at the end?
At the end, just for funsies.
Okay,
I'll
okay, okay,
determine the bonus you get from what I hear.
okay. So,
Let's just rearrange everyone into a crowd. Dun, 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 dun,
He's
dun.
very in the, it's very in the in the front of the crowd with a
since
boring
this
look at everything that happened.
since this has significantly more lines than the last four to six lines
I think this
song,
is about fitting.
it's difficult to actually come up with a melody that is not going to cause problems.
When has that ever worried Delith?
So we are going. I'm
I
not
think he's
actually
saying that
talking
for
about
you,
the
Cord.
yes.
I know.
So we'll go ahead with a simple reciting of the song. Let's say. So let us begin. The crowd sees Dalis pulling out her lute and starting playing. Uh, and they can see some beautiful, magical, illusory forms forming in a small, a miniaturesque walled city, let's say.
Mhm.
And the song begins. This song is about a supposed knight. He thinks he's just and always right. What's his deeds and dare and name ask you might. Roberts he's called, and despite his golden scales, and at that point you see everyone sees a small creature painted gold
Oh god.
with a mockery of armor and a wooden sword jumping out and starting dancing around, uh, supposedly, making boasts and stuff like that. Roberts he's called, and despite his golden scales, he's angry that no one buys him even during sales. And so he gives the word to storm the town, thus making himself a complete and utter clown. In the battle, he meets a real knight called Madras, tries to hit him twice with a vicious slash, misses, stumbles, and spews out smoke, bitter words he then must have spoke. Needless to say that all along, Nez is trying to mimic these,
These things.
yes, these things. And
Just
so
as what
Golden,
pink is doing for you.
yes, and
Oh
so
god.
Golden Robert sucks more than he thinks, as the heroes repeatedly clap his cheeks. Soon Robert will fail yet again, and then his story will truly end. And now I am
I
ready
clap on that.
for the tomatoes to fall like rain.
Midrash, I will just say this. After seeing
Topsy
this
turvy.
performance, Midrash, well, not offended, it is worried of what's going to happen when the word spreads because it's a Dallas song, and he knows she's paid by doing this. Even if she doesn't think to, she doesn't think to. She has painted a target on his back of the size of. Give me a second to remember the name of his country.
um,
Drakengard?
Drakenberg.
Drakengard. Yeah,
Or Drakenberg.
she
Yeah.
she she has painted on her back a target of the size of Drakenberg.
Of course, what did you
Anyway, make
expect?
a performance check now
Oh,
for that wonderful performance.
Let's see. Oh, it's a good
Nice.
one.
It's a good one. The crowd cheers. This is a performance that's gonna be remembered for a while.
Perfect. At the
Uh,
end, you can see a miniature firework. Like that.
Mhm. Medra again. The clapping for the cloud worries Medrash even more. It's the target is becoming bigger.
some old dwarf you don't recognize at all throws a couple coins into like a charity bucket. donation.
he doesn't. You don't recognize him at all.
At all, no,
No.
but it gets most of the crowd also giving in money. Um,
Mhm.
Oh, thank you,
after
guys.
Yeah,
How,
Cloud.
Of course you will
how
Probably
like
much
a-
that.
do we get?
I'd probably say a
Of
rice
course you
smirk.
will like that.
I'd probably say yeah, Cloud. Tutsi gives a rice smirk.
you get 30 gold out of it, which, for a street performance is pretty dang good.
30
Yeah.
gold, amazing. We are, we are off to a good start to repay Elani.
Mhm.
So,
Oh no, the sheer amount of NPCs that the cast is growing is making it the list of things I have to scroll through to find the person I want to act as more difficult.
Oh no, Nadia's
Yeah.
thinking of exploitation. This is going to go well.
Yep.
so after the performance
Mhm.
ends and
Mm.
the crowd starts dispersing,
Dissipating.
yep, um, Lilith will pick up the small table that was used as a stage, I guess, and her loot, her bag, and goes back to the others that are waiting and says, that went good. That went
Madrasha
well.
that say Madrasha says yes. Prepare for the troubles that will follow when this song reaches the where Flasper and Dragonberg.
Don't worry about it, Madras. With okay, what do you want now? But
Sorry,
again,
what? I didn't hear. I didn't
I'm
hear
not.
well.
I'm not talking to Madras right now.
Okay.
Riss is talking to the GM.
Yes.
Yeah, I know that the imaginary friendly Ness is talking, but yeah.
Guys, you did fantastic. That goes without question. Okay, okay. Take your
Um,
time.
anyway, the crowd disperses. Gamel gives you a wave as he goes
Goes
off
away.
to do his stuff.
I do
He's
a
going.
theatrical,
He's going to
a
rob Gamel
theatrical.
information.
I do a theatrical bow to his
Mhm.
towards him.
Alani notices him rolling out. But
He, waves
doesn't.
to her too.
He just gives a.
Kind of gives it's a kind of polite, hope to see you again soon kind of a thing.
Yeah, I think that she would actually get the feeling. Yeah, this is going to be the last time for a while. That. Okay.
It was a good.
Tutski puts a reassuring hand on Elani's shoulder, not saying anything.
Mhm.
So,
All
are we
right.
off
So,
to
uh,
the
your sister
teleportation
is gonna
stuff?
come in and congratulate you on your performance. That was the Mela
I
comes up. That was a very good performance,
I
sis.
know. It was
Surprised you came out with
amazing.
that so quick.
Yeah, it took a while. Tutsi says from
Good
the
thing the
crowd.
parents weren't here for that though. Though they might hear about that.
Oh, that's the point. Everyone has to hear about this.
Tutski said.
With
Tutski.
some luck, Roberts will be out of town when we reach Flassberg.
Tutski will.
You see the
Uh,
Madrasha size and say mumbles loud enough for the rest of the party to hear. Oh, he will be furious up his head, and he will come at us with all his forces trying to push us down.
Exactly.
Great.
Exactly what we want. Let them come.
Madrasha
Let
that
them
looks at
come
Ellie
because
and
they
says,
have to follow
"Yeah,
us. They have to follow
Madra-
us. They would have to catch up with us, which means they'd have to actually be able to track us.
You see,
Madrasha, they say
And hope, and by the time that
he probably
happens,
will."
hopefully I'll have organised the Aquanian and the Freeland armies together to join the Latori garrison. We actually will have an
Or
army to push him back.
Madrasha that looks at them and says, "Or the more practical thing to do. In his fury, he will begin to prepare for us since we're spreading the word, and he will be ready for us, more ready than we probably wanting him to.
I look at Madras with a spark in. You can see a
Mhm,
spark in Delph's eyes and say, "Let
mhm.
them come. We are going to incinerate them all." Mwahaha.
Mandrash looks at her and says, "Yeah, would you be able to match the multiple magicians that they will also have?
Look, Midrash, you
One
kind of
magician against multiple
Amateurs.
ones."
we'll deal
There
with
is
it as
only
we get.
one real wizard
Tutski will
here.
put a hand on Medrash's shoulder. Say, we'll get to that when it comes. Don't try not to think too hard on it.
Mandrash at this looks at her, mumbles low enough for her chest to her. You do know she's basically painting a target. You do think this is a good thing for her?
I'm
This is
not.
going
Yes.
to put her more in danger than already is.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying. I'm not saying it one way or the other. I'm just saying we'll deal with that problem when it comes.
Fine.
Let us focus on our actual task right now.
Yeah, you're right.
Meanwhile, Lonnie is just thinking, "Who is this Mr. Roberts?"
Long story.
You know
Anyway,
all the important details from the song
I,
now.
I guess I
yes.
do.
Anyway, so then I was like, all right, I guess you're off to Friedland then now.
Yep.
Yes.
All right, so want me to walk you to the teleportation circle?
Mm,
Yeah, that would be good.
All right. So gather all the pets. Do do do
mhm,
do do.
The pet.
mm.
Party
Very important,
moves.
those pets.
Yep.
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 Yes,
It's the
they
pet.
All
are.
It's
right.
the pet party.
So I guess I'll see you later, sis. Whenever you're back in town.
Yep. See you. Now I can send you messages, so you'll be hearing more often.
Yeah.
Mm, mhm.
All
Delith
right.
will just use text to
Yeah.
speak, just to be annoying.
Um. So the teleportation circle is part of the travel network. Generally, just the wealthier people use that to get around faster. Most of the capitals of the major countries have them. It's 5 gold per person. Uh, pets don't count.
Gun-
So hey, something for your 30 gold to go to right now.
It's 5, right?
5 each. So hey,
Five per person.
Delith, you can pay our way for from your performance.
Yeah.
Easy come, easy go. Little high, little low.
It's the least you
Anyway,
can
the
I
do.
wind
look
blows. Anyway,
that okay. That's yeah. Actually, say that because it's important.
I'm not sure actually. I'd say if she does say it, it'll be more of a teasing like rather than demanding.
I know. Nevertheless.
Yeah, she'll say that. She'll just tease to death like, hey, you've earned enough to pay our way.
Okay, fine, but I will expect that you will return to them with interest.
Madrasha, that just look. I'm going to. Is going to roll perception to see if she is saying this honestly or not. Oh right, you're Nate.
No.
Mine is 0.
That's
My
yes,
plus
suicide,
it is
by
is
the
the
Wouldn't
way.
that be
most
an insight
sincere
check
challenge.
anyway?
Yes.
Oh,
That would
inside.
be.
Okay, okay, okay.
It'll be insight.
Okay, give me a second. Roll inside. It's the same, but yeah.
Mm. At that point, perhaps I should roll
Mhm,
myself because
okay.
why not?
Just rolls deception,
Yeah.
not trying to deceive Madrash rather
Mhm.
than Tusky.
Ha.
Yeah, since I'm right.
Yeah.
Yes, you can't tell if I'm serious or not.
So you are serious or not?
You
Can't
can't
tell.
tell. You can't
Oh,
tell.
Anyway,
can't tell. Okay.
after standing
He's
in line a
worried
bit,
that he
going
can't
through
tell. He's
Going
worried that
through
he can.
security, you make it to the teleportation circle, and after taking weeks to get from Flesburg to where you are now, you pop up in the town of Trenton.
Mhm.
Okay, who paid for it?
Yeah, that's a. Medras will pay his wage just to avoid whatever death is serious or not, so he will pay his 5 gold himself.
Okay. Derith will
Alright.
try to pay for Tatsuki. If
Tutsuki
she's
will allow
not
it.
here. Okay.
Anyway, so the
Money's
huge
already
amount
owed,
of
so.
buildings and people
Mhm.
make way,
Actually,
and
for Elani as well, it says that's 5 gold of the tab.
You're
and
395 away.
Yes.
and as the
You're not back.
bustling, crowded city of Acornia disappears, the a bit more spread out layout and of Frenton it takes its place. Though not as developed as Acarnia, it's still a decent sized city.
Mhm.
Um, Crowds are moving this way and that, trying to get gold, move items and such. Um, no one's paying you much mind. You're just strangers to them.
Tutsuki will just. Well, this is the moment where the Rohan music kicks in. Tutsuki will just pick up a flower from the floor, just blow it into the wind, just a tear rolling down her eye.
I'm wondering where you got that flower. This is still decently urban.
It was on the outskirts.
It's a blade of grass, more like it.
Yeah,
More like
blade
it.
just I blow random blades of grass, whatever.
Outskirts are. Didn't we teleported?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you used a teleportation circle, so you're in the middle of the city.
Well, just
Mhm.
skip the flower thing. Then she'll still have a tear in her eye though, looking around.
Okay, so I have a better idea. She got some mud and got
Just
tears in her eye. How that sound?
No, no.
Of
picked up
course.
a cow pie. Tears roll down her face. Ah, it's good to be home.
Mud. Mud.
Hoping everyone in the audience knows what a cow pie is.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, probably everyone here knows.
everyone here
Just
knows,
No,
making
but
the
sure. I mean,
audience
I
knows.
don't know if it's just an American idiom or not.
Oh no, believe it. It's not.
the
All
question
right,
is, do
good
my
to know.
two lurkers know what a cow pie is? Anyway,
Anyway, yeah. So, like I said, it's just it's another city, less busy but still decently sized. You can see a decent sized castle overlooking the areas around it. Um, you're kind of mostly in you know, near the bank of a river. Um, it's pretty open plains around you, like fairly open grasslands. You're also somewhat close to the sea, so you can kind of smell salt in the air, but you're far enough away you can't see it.
mm,
So the party's gonna need to decide what they want to do.
Medores right now is taking all the scenery, the more opening and these parts. He was impressed by the more, let's say, industrial, to say in a way, sides of. Give me a second because I'm trying to remember the names of the city. I'm constantly having open the map of the
Aquania.
cities.
Aquarnia.
Aquania. He finds himself a bit more comfortable with freelance, more open and greener looks. So he just for now taking the sides. He's waiting for Tatsuki
Uh,
that's more
out, out,
knowledgeable on this place to take the
out
lead.
of character. Are we staying here? Do,
That's kind of
do,
up to the party.
yeah, do we need to find an inn? Is my question.
No, because I wouldn't say so, but Tutsuki.
Like,
Go on.
we are staying on your parents?
Well, we're staying. I think we're probably going to be staying at Tutsuki's family. Yeah, when we get to that.
Oh no, this will be super awkward. I like it. Let's proceed.
Tutsuki will just have a smile on her face and just go, "Good to be home finally."
All right. So, what are you aiming to do?
Well, we need to get an in with the court to be able to actually ask for the aid we need, and the best way to do that would be to link up with Tutsuki's family. So try and figure out where they are, pretty much.
Okay. Um. Okay. I'm not adding anything. Like, I was thinking of searching for them, but I realized I may not gather enough information. Or actually, can I do some gather information streetwise to,
You can make an investigation check.
thank you,
Yeah.
investigation check. Okay. To learn about them or where they're located, basically, and tell me what I learn if I learn any juicy stuff. Uh, 22. Oh, that was with advantage. Perfect.
Yeah. Um. So you'll learn that in the city. So you're looking. Well, actually, has Tutsuki
What?
told the party about
No, no,
her
no,
family?
no, no.
Not yet,
I would
no.
like not to me at
Aside
least.
from, she hasn't told anyone in the party much about her family. Aside from who her family are and what happened to her uncle, she hasn't told the party anything.
So basically, I ask with the little information I have, basically, and my expectation is to find some, uh, not find, like to gather, like have information of like they live in like that street or something, like nothing important. So if I find any other Jewish information, it will be interesting. So,
Well, since he's asking around and Tutsuki's not really stopping it, you learn that the Dentaros are actually one of the handful of like noble houses that make up the top end of Friedland politics. Friedland is kind of a noble republic in that there are a number of houses that kind of elect
oh,
their leader whenever the previous one dies.
perfect, 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 perfect. After I learn all those juicy information,
Uh,
I assume
and
they tell me where they live also, or no? They say go look up.
well, the houses are gonna have multiple different branches. Um, you learn that the current head of the House Dentara is a lady by the name of Liliana Dentara,
Liliana,
and
okay.
yep.
So I approached Tatsuki. I'm not sure if the other guy told like I held out that everybody heard it, the one that explained right now. I approached Tatsuki with a grin in my face, and I'm
Oh,
going,
also one other thing.
"Mm,
This is somewhat older news, like 9 months old at this point, but with the Dentara family, like I said, like 9 months ago, someone claiming to be a long lost member of the family showed up, and after months of like political and legal stuff, got recognized as the member who was missing and is only recently got settled in, taking over charge of uh his family's assets, especially after the other heir went missing and is presumed dead.
okay." So yeah, that is a second information, not the prior, the first information that I want to introduce to the party. So
What did I miss?
You didn't miss anything. Now it is happening. Prepare yourself, miss.
It is
Um,
happening. The
it is
happening.
happening. It is
Perfect.
happening. So I learned some Jewish information from me asking around. So I approached
Oh,
Tatsuki
yes.
with everybody, not everybody, with I assume the party listening,
Mm-hmm.
with a grin on my face and saying, "Oh, Tatsuki, my dear, you never told us you're you're from a noble family."
Ninja Turtle.
Madrash worry at Nadia's smug attitude suddenly turns into surprise and looks at Tatsuki like he not expecting this. He already, had a surprise with a living coming from a pretty wealthy family. This also surprises you, so you see his eyes wide open.
Well, it wasn't really important at the time, and I guess now.
Delis, Delis, Delis just does a nice one, Nadia. And then she hears, well, go on.
Tutsi just says, "Well, it wasn't really critical information at the time."
Wait, you're serious?
Tutsi goes, "Yeah."
Madrash not said that. Like, yeah, it's understandable. He is.
The
So
other thing that you learned, Nadia, is that
mm,
the Dentara family is not doing very well uh, the in their nationwide situation with the number of dead family members over the past number of years. They're struggling to manage their holdings, and there are rumors that one of the smaller houses might be chosen to replace them in the
mm,
representative council,
mm.
which would
Any-
be a huge blow to the family's position.
anyway, okay, cool. So basically, I point everybody to the direction we are going right now, basically to the upper city, the noble houses, and as you know, we go towards that. I tell Tatsuki to come a little here so I can speak to her, more privately while we are walking, like more whispering, if that makes any
Well, she
sense.
does that, and
And I tell her the stuff you told me, both about the other hair and about the situation they are, basically. If she has any worries, we can roleplay it be about that hair uh,
Tutski
person.
doesn't really react, but she does have a worried look
Yeah,
on her face.
basically, basically, I tell her, I heard that. I didn't want to tell the others. Uh, but you should know about that issue. The rumors I heard about your family, you might want to be prepared, and you
Tutski,
get me what I'm trying to say.
yeah,
Like
Tutski nods.
basically, yeah, I'm not role playing it right now, but basically trying to prepare you for like this is worrisome. You better know, and it's up to you to stay to the party if needed. It's
Tuts,
family affairs. I don't care.
Tutski will
I'm
just
not touching
all
them.
Tutski will say is, "Well, we'll come to that hurdle when we get to it."
Yep, yep.
And then she
So,
will, and then she will take the lead, walking to the family towards her family estate.
yeah,
As you walk there are different groups of people moving around. Uh, different
I,
the
I,
different houses have their own private
estates.
like men at arms that they maintain
Mm. I
to
assume
protect
I,
the family's interests.
I assume I learn where the house is,
Yes.
I
like
mean,
the exact
On
location.
the
I would know where it is, so I don't. You don't need
Oh,
to tell
on the
me.
way,
true.
like I said, your Let's make a perception check.
Okay, so perception.
Wow, just barely.
No, you're no. That's not a. That's not a. I wasn't making a
Oh,
roll against
Okay.
yours. Um, this was for something else.
Mhm.
Maybe I'm probably gonna forget about this later. What this
Write it
exactly
down,
was,
write it
but
down.
uh,
you should maybe write it down then.
yeah.
Yeah, you do that.
Yes. Mhm.
All right. I'll write that down real quick, just because I find this hilarious and
Well,
depressing.
well, 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 you write this down. Medras is just is struck there, just looking at amazing all the different coat of arms and different stuff of this section. He's like, if it is Acrinia all over again, but in a different sense, because it's the closest he has been to nobility and all of that.
As you're looking, you see Delith next to you and says,
Mm,
a bit,
mhm,
not whispering exactly, but with a lower tone.
mhm.
My dress.
Medras looks at you
Did you know?
for a second before going back, like telling you that you have his attention because he still pays attention to his
Mhm.
surrenders. They impress it.
Did you know about this?
What this? He answers with looking at everything going around here.
Tatsuki being a noble.
Medas looks at you. As much as I knew about you being from a family of wealth, what do you thought? Didn't you saw my wild open eyes?
Okay, that's fair, I suppose.
Well, how am I supposed to see a wild open eye?
Did
You've always got a
you?
helmet on.
You can see his eyes in his helmet.
I know.
Also, I
Medas
will let you
Medas
guys know
turns
the
the
roll I
question
made
back
was a
to.
perception check. So,
Okay.
So the perception
uh,
check was worse than your perception check was worse than mine. So it's what we already thought.
yes,
Okay.
but the fact that we had two low perception checks
Be
will probably
hilarious.
at least give you a better idea of what happened and
Okay.
why I find it
Uh,
hilarious.
Yeah.
okay.
Anyway, so you passed.
Before you continue, Pika, Medras does ask the list. Did you know about this?
No, I didn't. This came out of the blue.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, the party makes
Medras
its
nods
way
that and keeps looking impressed at the area.
to the
Tootsie,
Go on.
estates.
Tootsie starts walking a little bit faster, thinking that the party's going to turn her into the next feature of Heat magazine.
No one's recognizing you. I'm
Good.
gonna say.
Good.
Because one, this isn't where your specific bit of the family's from. You're closer to Sutton, I'd say.
Mm.
Um,
Two, you have a dragon
al-
tattoo on your face.
Yes.
also other elements. Oh, and just a reminder, since Delith is from Aquarnia and Freeland are
Yeah, I
like
know.
antagonistic towards each other. Um, so since Aquarnia tends to be more metropolitan, Friedland can be looked over as more backwards and rural. And then the Aquarnians can be looked down on as being like basically, under the control of like, the nobility and the empire kind of a thing.
Hmm.
Basically, they just have negative views of each other and they're frequently at war for various reasons.
Yes.
Um anyway, the family makes it to the Dentara estates. Um I guess I'm gonna need to pull out a guard NPC because no one recognizes you. Let me pull out my
Was that the
archive.
failed perception check?
Yes, it was involved with that for sure.
My own guards don't recognize me. How quaint.
There we go. Generic guard,
Not
because I
Generic.
even
was
your
not
dog
prepared for that to
recognizes
not
you.
work. Um, who goes there?
It's been a long time since I've been here. It's me.
Probably been like a year or
Yeah,
year and a
maybe
half.
a year and a bit. But yeah, it's been a while since I've been back. But it's Tutski Dentara here to see Liliana.
The guard has a very raised eyebrow. Uh, talks with his companion because there's two of them out there, and then says, just a moment. Runs inside. The other guard looks nervous and unsure of what to do. After a little bit of time, time passes. Uh, the one guard comes back out. All right. Um, you are authorized for to come into the uh audience chamber for a discussion. Lady Liliana will meet you and hear your story.
I nod in appreciation.
It seems like there's a little bit of distrust to you and the group. You're
Tutski,
not quite sure why, perhaps.
yeah, Tutski doesn't. Tutski's kind of confused, but takes it in stride.
The
Uh,
distressed looks makes Medrash a bit on edge. So
all right.
she's,
So
looking around for to see if, there's at any point completely surrendered, by guards.
there are a number of guards around on the property. They don't seem hostile to you, but they're not exactly friendly either.
Mm.
You get brought into the main chamber where an old lady and a more middle-aged lady are sitting talking with stuff, making hurried preparations. You know, who is this person claiming to be Tutski? Last we heard, she died up in the northern reaches. We need to get to the bottom of this now. Is what you hear as you enter into the main room. So, they see the group approach. How are you doing that?
Carefully, just Tutski's a little bit on edge as well, going. Liliana, busy as always, I see.
Yep. They're looking you up and down, trying to get a good sense of you. Like, uh, ooh, I am having wonderful rolls. Um,
The time where the GM needs to have good rolls.
all right.
Great, we will have a misunderstanding the ends on the fight.
So
Perfect.
Yes, we'll kill the rest of
last
the
we,
family.
Tutski left with her company of mercenaries up, to travel up north to do stuff, and then last we heard, their entire unit got wiped out battling orcs around Vaxlot. What brings you here claiming to be her?
Well, my unit was almost wiped out, but I managed to escape, heavily injured, um, to uh, to the city, who just sent me on my way, and I got I got treatment and room and board in the city of Flussburg, and since then we've had some issues with the Order of Bahamut up the some Knights of the Order up there, um, taking over the city and causing an issue. And I came back to try and get aid.
Make a
When you
persuasion roll.
when one thing we will do the perception when you say order of Hamonada that you hear loud enough for the party to hear the Medrash mumbles the real name of the order because it's not Baham it's not
God
everyone in
damn
of
it! Why
Bahamut.
why can't we get good rolls at this point in time?
This is not how I planned this going out at
Can
all, but I'm just
I am
gonna
the
roll
one
with
with
it.
charisma. I am with the charisma and persuasion. Can I roll and see if I can, fix
Yes,
this?
intervene, please.
Please.
Let's see how this is not going as well as it should. Okay, is that good? First of all, I need to know before we can do this.
Yes, that is good. Do your persuasion.
If
Medrash
you
jumps in front of that skin. Says, "While this may seem unbelievable, she was found there and with all the proper documents by the authorities there of Losberg before the horrible and unfortunate incident with the order of. And give me a second because I want to. This is something that Medrash wants to make clear. The Osterwald order, one of the orders that believe in Bahamut, but clearly are being misguided from the true path the Bahamut guide us.
Alani smirks at this explanation.
Mhm.
All right. The old lady has just been watching carefully, well, except to Tutski eyeing her up and down. Tuts, is that really you?
Yep, that's her. You
It
see?
it is me, Ant
That's
Nuts.
Tatsuki.
Sorry to. It is me, Ant Nuts. Sorry to have worried you.
So let's out a sigh. It's been tough. We've had a lot happening this past year or so. Um, while we did have a slight miracle occur earlier, uh, there have been plenty of pretenders claiming to be you, and it's just been very difficult to deal with that.
I can understand. I'm sorry I
Yeah.
didn't get word out sooner. I tried to send you all a letter, but as my friend here mentioned, the situation up in Flussburg kind of prevented me from doing so.
Yeah, you might want to know the event that happened earlier is that your brother returned alive.
My brother. He's
Yes, Gerald's back, much to the surprise of everyone.
how? When? He's been gone since we were children.
Yeah, he only got back like 9 months ago after you set up north, which is why we weren't able to contact you about it. He managed to escape his orc captors. It's from what we can gather, like 2 years ago. And then it took him a while to actually get back to Friedland territory. Uh, we had to go through a lot of rigmarole to prove whether or not he'd been actually deceased at any point during that due to the inheritance laws. But we were finally able to verify that he hadn't been, and so with you being presumed dead, he became you know the representative of Dentaro holding the barony of those villages around Sutton that your branch of the family have held.
I nod. We'll deal with that as it comes. Can I see him?
Yeah, we'll probably send word for him to come up, to see you. We're probably gonna want to stay up here. The family's been a bit stretched thin due to everyone seemingly being dead. With Gerald being back and finally proven to be him and the illegal claimant to those titles, that's kind of helped a little bit.
I would
But
imagine.
still, going through those legal processes took resources and time. So, him being finally, and also since he didn't get to go through all the training to you know act as the Baron, meant we had to spend more getting him up to speed once he could. We've just been pulled thin. It's taken a lot of help from the Antonine family to keep things running.
It's good that they've been able to help out. Also, she will go close and say, pointing out it. My friend also told me about the legal situation you've been having with the courts.
Yeah, actually, that's probably gonna affect you too, since everyone presumes you were dead. That means you'd be out of the inheritance for the you know your family's titles.
Yeah,
At this point, Alani butts in and she's like, wait, even if it's obviously proven that she's alive?
Well, see, she might have been dead, though, is the thing. Like,
Eyebrow.
all right, view it like this. Uh, if you can resurrect people, right? What happens if like you have a king, he dies, son becomes king, and then the old king gets resurrected? You can't have two kings.
It would become an issue. Tutski adds.
It,
It's why these
like
laws were created.
there's too many buried situations where resurrection and other various magical shenanigans make the actual, you know, legal rights and titles too difficult. So
There's
basically,
no proof
if
of
you
death clause.
being gone from a year and the entire company she was with being dead is, I think, adequate proof of death.
Tutski will cut in and say, not all of them are dead. Sir Ramis is still alive, though he's kind of deserted.
He didn't desert though.
Tutski's saying it from her viewpoint rather than factual
Okay.
viewpoint. In
Okay.
her eyes, he deserted.
Okay.
He's dead.
Uh,
Next time he steps into the country. But your head.
Mm.
Actually,
all right.
Delith hears to all of that conversation, and there at the end says, "What kind of bullcrap is this?"
Tutski will just
Medrasha these kids to the list, and so Tatsuki can keep focusing on handling all that. Mamos and low boys. Well, I agree. Now it's not the point to point that out. Let's just be quiet and let Tatsuki deal with this. And then when we are in a more uh, calm environment, we can complain all we want about this. Yeah.
But
Well,
like,
yes, but isn't this the perfect situation to actually complain? Because these are the people that supposedly can change this.
Yeah, but it's
anyway.
I
not that easy
think
with
the
nobles.
point is that they can't.
So Liliana steps forward. Either way, you were legally considered dead after your entire company, as far as we knew, being wiped out and not hearing anything from you for a year. Um, while you may not have in fact died and be resurrected, we're gonna need, if you want to change that, we're gonna need to prove it, which is gonna cost time and money, which we are sorely short on.
That's gonna be an
And
issue.
also, it'd require you spending a lot of time here, and you'd never really liked dealing with the noble politics.
No, I haven't. But there's also the fact of the matter is, as I mentioned to Aunt Nats, there are more pressing issues needing my attention, and
And it's just
she's
going to be harder to prove you didn't die as more time passes. So we've got a
my inheritance. For what I can see at the moment, my inheritance rate, as I mentioned to you before, my main issue right now is getting aid to Flussburg and getting those citizens their home back.
all right. Well, we've got some time. We'll send word for uh Gerald to get back here so we can plan our course of action. We're gonna have to talk through this and decide, and I'll have to decide what the best course for House Dentara is. We've heard a little bit of what's happened up north, but we haven't really had much opinion of it one way or another. It's a little bit distant from us.
I can try and help. I'll help you fill in the gaps as much as I can.
All right. So
Unfortunately, I was personally there leading the defense of the city when it all happened.
anyway, um, so you get now that things are more relaxed and it's actually known who you are. Things get to a more relaxed area and you're taken to like a more regular like living space so that you guys can be more comfortable as you talk.
Full
Um,
suite.
as some time passes, Um, another member of the family joins in that Petsky knows, and who you mutually missed each other in the streets.
Rojnik. I thought he'd be out on patrol.
I was managing the family, men at arms out in the street. We had, keeping the family affairs going out in the city. But I heard that you were back, so I figured I'd come and see.
Well, here I am. A little worse for wear, mind you, but still here.
This is certainly a surprise. So now that all the people, all the major people for the house are here,
By the way, something I didn't say, but it's kind of obvious. This whole press has Medrash, kind of gawking impressed, nobility and all of that. I don't want to keep saying it, but yeah, this kind of presses impress him because he hasn't been
yeah.
on those places,
And
etc.
just to be clear, where it is, probably only Liliana holds like an actual impressive title. The rest are gonna have more minor titles that are more important for being attached to, being part of the same family as Liliana rather than being important in their own right.
Mm.
Hmm.
All right, so this is Liliana speaking. What we understand is that the Order invaded and is currently controlling Flussburg.
That is
They
correct.
haven't moved out much from there, and there's still some conflict with the people, with the natives, so to speak.
That is correct. We've managed to set them up in a little village, but they're kind of going to be pressed for a while. I I don't know how, but we managed to convince Ceramis to actually help them defend the village, but that's as much we've been able to do so far. I've personally set out with my party to try and gather more allies.
Also, we can get you up to speed with an amazing song.
Medrasha that says that can wait until we are far, far done with this business.
All right, so what allies have you gotten so far with this?
Tutski will be truthful with her family since this is. It's a bit awkward to say, but we have had to have some negotiations with the Aquanians to get support from them because this is a far larger thing than we can all admit.
All right, so you're gonna have to explain to me why we should throw the very limited political capital we've got right now behind working with the Aquarians to keep the what seems like something in the Aquarian neighborhood safe.
You
Medrasha is
Because like, while I appreciate no one likes to be put under the rule of someone else, this is fairly far away. It doesn't really seem like it's a Friedland matter.
It's
Medrasha
not right
this
now,
will
but Tutski will just say it's not right now, but it can become a Friedland matter should things rise even further than they are.
Medrasha that will continue saying they are looking for expansion. Flassware right now is the beginning. They are looking to expand more and more into the territory. Wouldn't be surprised if it ends up becoming a problem for your nation in the very near some future if they are let on
It's
check.
it's kind
I
of
mean, it
why
sounds like, especially if you've already got Aquarnia on side, that they'll be mostly fighting the Aquarnians, which weakens our, most dangerous competitor. And you're asking us to try to convince the rest of our countrymen to help protect Aquarnia, by proxy.
I'm not asking you to protect Aquernia. I'm asking you to liberate Flussburg, which is a different matter.
But
Uh,
liberating Flussburg does protect Aquarnia, is the
is
thing.
there someone who might have their eyes on Delith? Because
Well, it'll have to be one of the other party because Tutski's trying to
yes,
argue semantics with her cousin right now.
Medrash is also,
Uh,
paying attention to
At
this,
this
trying to
point,
see if he can
I,
intervene.
I have my eyes everywhere. So yes, what?
Okay. You can roll
But
an insight check, I guess.
inside, you want me to roll
Yes.
like you should have asked perception, but anyway. Inside, sure, whatever. Did you roll less than 12?
I'm not even rolling.
Is that enough for you?
Yes, it's more than enough.
You yes, right?
You have seen this. You have seen this. The way that Delith is looking at the situation right now. You've seen it before. It's the telltale signs of she's going to do something that everyone's going to regret.
I mean, I need Riss to come fix this role playing situation.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Like
I,
like I've thought of and
I approached Dylan.
Basically,
So,
we've got the
Dal,
more political
I,
cousin
I,
arguing
I,
semantics with the
I,
more militaristic cousin, which is what we're going with.
approached Dylan and I asked her, darling, do you have in mind?
Have in mind to tell them to.
Sorry, repeat, miss.
You
Yeah,
see,
could you?
You're
you
thinking.
see, yeah, you see Delith looking directly at you and saying, "Are we seriously talking about this right now? I mean, Laconia that, Friedland this. It's ridiculous. People need help up there, and they could probably help them. Can't they see that if they do this, they will have some kind of benefit from it? Flashberg will have not a debt, but they will view them uh, in a better light. That goes for Aquarnia as well.
Well, how to say? When money is not money is not in the table, uh, it complicates things. I want to say something like that. Like when money is not the table to complicate things,
It
basically.
complicates things, huh? Oh yes, tell me
Uh,
about it. This is what I've been hearing almost my entire life. And guess what? My family, maybe some of my family members, might be risking their necks for this.
mm,
alright,
let me
so then I
let
was gonna
me.
say like I
mm,
do feel for them. Like
Mm.
we had to work hard to get out from Friedland worked hard to get out from underneath the Empire. Same with the Republic of the Eastern Reaches. But Houston Tara is struggling to even hold our position within Friedland. If we support a bad cause and the rest of the houses, you know, the rest of the houses might start eyeing us up for replacement, and that would hurt, you know, all the people I'm responsible for.
And I
If
appreciate that, but I
like
did, I
if
did.
I'm gonna take this action, you're gonna need to give me something I can use with the rest of the noble houses.
Medrash this takes a
what are
deep
you
breath.
looking for?
Medrash this
Is
takes a
being
deep breath.
viewed as heroes and liberators a bad thing?
No, it's not. It's just
Look,
How
some way to
Medrash this
justify doing something that
Medrash
on the
this rises
surface
he
looks like it helps Aquarnia.
What if
Medrash
this is the
this
first step to actually ending hostilities with Aquarnia?
face it, constant wars with Aquarnia is draining more resources than we can spare right now. Besides,
Medrash is going to basically do
Piggyback
uh,
persuasion.
yeah, that
Okay.
persuasion is for Medrash now raising his voice above everyone else and saying the following. Besides the obvious benefits that all my dear allies have been saying, the order will have to be reinstated from the very beginning. From what we heard about this, it has been corrupted to the core. If you do this, I will make sure that the order in its regrowing influence political position in Drakensburg will not only support the Freeland, but also be particularly so close to the house of. Give me a second. The Dentara.
Intara. Liliana sits back. That could actually work. Now, the rest of the nobles obviously won't care for us having a foreign ally, but
Midrash did
having.
says it doesn't have to be said out loud that
Oh,
we're
yeah,
going to
yeah,
be
I
allies with
get that.
your.
Like, we're not going to bring that up to the nobles, is what I'm saying. But having, you know, the order as a good count, as another counterweight to the empire would certainly be something that the rest of the nobles could appreciate as valuable.
Besides, helping Flussburg would also limit the actual influence the Aquanians could have over the city and gain us some influence over them as well.
Okay, side note, that's actually like the line of logic I've been trying to pull out of you guys
That's
forever,
kind
but
of what
maybe
I've been
that just
trying. That's kind of what I've been trying to go for as well.
Don't expect
But
very
everyone's constantly
I
cutting
Alani
in.
would not get that though. Is the
Yeah.
thing.
I
Exactly.
noticed that you were going there, but between Elani talking about heroes,
Yep.
Delhi talking about we
No,
wanted to
Della's was the
help
one
people and
talking
all of
about
that.
heroes.
Yeah, I was about
Sorry,
to say.
but between everyone talking about helping people and all that, that's trying to slowly put into mind that they can gain influence over Flursburg, but not getting there. I decided, okay, Mirashi Shah already put in a lot of his weight on trying to fix the order, and even if he initially hasn't been thinking of trying to take control over it and fix it, he's beginning to resign that may be what he has to do. So this was ironically this was the decision that I made with this persuasion of that East Medrash giving in to the increasingly between the negotiations with Acornia and this giving into I will have to lead the order.
Basically,
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
admittedly,
In
this
that
is
case, yeah,
in that case,
part
yeah,
of
both
the issue. Is just
eyebrows.
I like geopolitics a bit too much, so I think along
I'd
those
probably
lines, I
say
think more than other people do. But either way, you've finally given a
good
you
reason.
know
Yeah,
good
basically,
reason.
you've basically backed up
Yeah.
Tutski's point in a way Tutski could never do. So,
All right, that could actually work. Ugh,
Tutski
we're
look.
probably gonna need to
Go on.
we're probably gonna need to wait for Gerald to get over here, and then we'll probably want to reach out with Marcus before we start acting on this. Because we're
Agreed.
gonna need the support of the Antonines.
More than that, now more than ever, Tutski adds. She also looks at Medrash and goes, "Thanks for the save, by the way. You could tell that my cousin here is more involved with the politics of this place than I am."
Well, I mean, also like
Yeah,
she is trying to look out for what's best for her family.
yeah.
As is
Of course,
Tutski.
makes sense.
As is
But,
Tutski, but she's trying to balance that with the balance of looking at what's best for the people who helped her as well.
Medrash understands both points, but Medrash just looks at her and says, "Just appears to be the way things are going." He doesn't say he doesn't say this, thinking, of what the Delith has told him. Just more thinking of the decision he's pushing into himself.
Tutski will
He doesn't
then
want. But
add. Tutski will have
take
one
it.
last addition to hit to the heart of what the family think of rather than what Freedom think of, and she goes,
Mm.
"Father always told me when I was young to always do good by those who've done good by you, and it would hurt me not to actually get the aid to the people who actually tracked my injuries when I was escaping the orcs."
Yeah, and that's fair.
Again, Medrash doesn't deny all of this. Take it. It's just that the position he's putting himself, it's not one he ever wanted, and he's been cornering in his opinion into this. So he's more resigning.
I know.
All right, we're
Please
probably gonna
roll
need
well.
to take some time to actually get this
Yes.
lined up. Delith, what are you doing?
I'm rolling inside to
Mhm.
see if I get what Madras is thinking.
Do I have to roll anything against that?
I mean, if you
Um,
want to hide it, I don't know.
He's trying to keep it to himself. He's just not trying to think it.
Um,
Whether he's good or not is another thing.
it'd probably be a deception check, I want to say, for that.
Oh damn! This is one of the highs.
Oh.
Oh ho ho.
So what does that
Defender
do?
wins.
Yep.
I'm giving that to the defender.
Okay.
All
Now,
right.
guess what?
You're going to roll
Alani's
inside.
gonna roll as well.
Okay.
Uh, to be fair,
Alanis is
Alani
through,
would have
right?
more context for what's going on than
Yeah.
Or
duh.
do I have to roll another
religious ones.
deception? I
You
or
can't. You
No,
can't
it's
beat it. You can't
okay.
beat
No,
it.
You can't beat a
You
nat
just
can't
make
20.
it
beat it.
Yeah.
sure.
I was about to say I'm not going to roll.
Actually, that was
Tuts-
14. So
I'm
yeah,
gonna,
no, I can't beat it.
I'm
Yeah.
going to say, like I said, Tutski's not rolling because she's kind of juggling, trying to negotiate,
she's involved in other matters.
both
Yeah.
emotionally and contextually. So yeah.
That's
All
okay.
right,
That's
so
better than Elena ever was.
Yeah.
anyway,
Well,
so
Elena's
Liliana,
improving.
Okay, but back to this
Yeah.
because I have
Liliana
two
speaking.
conversations that I want to have.
Yep. All right. It'll probably take a couple of days for Gerald to get over here from Sutton. But we can probably reach out to Marcus. He's also based here. Being the head of his family, he's also based here.
Haven't seen Marcus since that fateful day. It'll be good to see him again. Tutski just
Yeah.
says with a glum look.
He's definitely done well for the Antonines. They're actually a better place than we are right now. We've become incredibly dependent on them to get what we want done. Basically, we've been relying on the leverage we've got in the having a council membership that the Antonines don't.
Yeah. Well,
Anyway, do you want to do like kind of time skippy, get some of your conversations done? Do we want to jump to bringing in Marcus? How do you guys want to handle this?
I definitely want to
I
talk
want
to.
wait. Before we do anything, I would just say this. So if someone wants, when this chart talk is all done, Medresh will go to Lamray, will mount it and say that he will go to explore a bit the countryside and will get out of the city and just move around there for a bit. So if anyone notice anything and wants to talk to him, this will be a moment because Medras doesn't want to talk about this.
On the first night on wherever we are um, living now, which I guess is Tatsuki's house, if I'm
It
correct.
sounds it sounds like you'll probably be staying in the area for a couple
Yes,
days.
I on the
I'll
on
probably
the
We can
say
first.
consider
Tutski will.
the
Tutski will
immediate
talk to.
conversation with Liliana over,
I was about to say
to be continued in other
TBC.
future
Yeah.
conversations,
I'll probably
and
say
the party
Tutski.
can.
I'll probably say off screen. Well, Tutski will be talking to Liliana about getting some lodgings for the party, pretty much.
Yep,
Anyway,
they can
so
get simple setups for you guys.
wherever we are living,
Tutski, of
we
course,
are
will go back to
spending.
her old room. So whatever.
Yeah, I'm going to do a night party or whatever you want to call it.
She's going to a
On
nightclub.
a nightclub, exactly. Uh, uh,
Uh,
uh, I will do a night drink party, whatever you want to call it, as I said, which
you will get together in the bar with your friends to drink and catch
not
up into speed, right?
actually not really a bar. Like if there's one in Tasty House, we can use that.
Yes.
Why not?
Yes.
Yeah,
So
you can also do in a party, but more like you get into a room and drink
I'd
together.
probably
yes,
say
exactly. I'm planning to do it with Teleth, although Tatsuki is also invited.
Tutski might
But
come, but she's gonna be
I know
obvi- Yeah,
you're kind of busy, so
yeah, she's gonna be spending the majority of her time catching up with her family. So yeah.
yeah, so you're not a must. But basically, it's like if you want to be in this scene, sure. The others, well, I don't know Elani and Medras. I think he's going on the countryside. And in general,
Midrash is doing this through this day.
mm,
After that, he will be doing different stuff to try to keep his mind, depending on if Lani does this now or later, to keep his mind occupied. I will decide what matters. That's after the roleplay with Lani to see where it
Okay,
goes.
I will probably just roleplay with Dilith. Um,
Okay. Pretty much I
But
will
he
tell you
will
what
be
happened.
basically, whatever he does, it will be, he will go to sleep there on where we are accommodated and all of that. It's through the day that he will do stuff, just to make clear. So
so
if you want to invite him that night, he will be there.
no need. So yeah, Dilith will catch me up. I only needed explanation about Elani
Mm-hmm.
in character, I mean, and the dwarf guy.
Okay. Actually, with the dwarf, I will ask him
What?
if he wants his true identity to be revealed to Nadia.
Well, it seems like since Gamel trusted her enough to bring her in, I guess what I am is fine to share with her.
Okay.
Thanks for asking me first. I appreciate it.
I start dragging him to the table.
Appreciate
Oh,
that a bit less.
we will eat him. Perfect. Out of character, of course.
Oh, not the beard!
So I bring Braun if he comes actually.
Yeah, he'll come.
Okay. And
Mm.
say, so this is Braun.
Hello.
Oh,
Wait,
hi,
we're
bro.
doing the night stuff before knowing if Elani does the day stuff, because this is immediately after
Yeah,
the
yes.
gathering.
Do you guys want to do the Elani
If you two want
stuff?
to do the day stuff, cool. I'll probably say
So
no.
ultimately, here's the deal: if Tutski's going to be unavailable all day, then yes, Alana's going to try and talk with Medrash if she can find him.
He said where he is. It's in the countryside, so it's just looking
Like
for
I
him
said,
there.
Tutski will probably be spending all day with her family, understandably.
Okay.
Survival check if you want to find him in the wild.
Do I have to do
How's
that?
your
Medash is
tracking?
not trying to hide.
Well, I
He's
don't know.
just
It'd be nature or survival. I think. I
Oh
can't
god, is he
remember
gonna
which
do a
one's
dragon breath?
tracking.
Is he gonna do a dragon breath in the wild? I'm
No,
Okay,
guessing
so
Use
it would
not.
be
dragon. Use
survival.
dragon breath as a summoning call.
Yeah.
It would
he's
be
just
survival.
he's just moving there with a land ray.
Yeah,
To the
survival's
countryside.
for tracking though. So
You get advantage because he's gonna be. It's a dragonborn riding on a bigger dinosaur.
Yeah.
no, that just affects how difficult it is.
Okay.
It might actually be just a DC of 10, honestly.
Oh
Mm.
god. Oh god.
Roll lower than a 10 will be hilarious.
So, but you are going to make me roll. Okay, survival,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
I didn't expect that.
Hey,
Find him.
did I found him?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
It was fine.
When just to describe, when you find him, Medrash is just he has a stoic look on his face. He's not trying to give anything away. He has the same look that he had through the ending of the conversation.
It's okay. It's just the two of us.
We can make it a
Medrash
great
looks
time.
at Lani and says, "What?" Like, trying to make himself like he doesn't understand.
So you really think the order's that bad off, huh?
Medrash says and says, "I do, I do." And apparently, it looks like the only way to fixing it is going to fall onto me.
You're not going to be alone. You're not the only
It's
one
not a
who's been affected by their actions.
Medrash this
First of all,
shocks his head and says, "It's not about being alone. It's not about being the only one that has to, take responsibility for this or stuff like that. No, it's about the position that I'm slowly putting myself just to help fix the damage that the order did. I'm not a leader." He says, looking at you with the expression that shows how insecure he feels. "I'm not a big knight. This was my first assignment. This was my first mission."
could have fooled me.
fool you. This is a this is just this is a mess. He says, and you see he's beginning to have a bit of tears in his eyes at this. And I'm promising that I will fix this, and I don't know how to fix it. Yeah, evil dragon begin to manipulate that the order into doing this and stuff like that, or begin to hit into them. But yeah, how do I make sure people that I choose will not be affected by this in the future? How do I make sure that I don't fall into this? How can you avoid this? How can I have chosen to take this way? This I'm a fool.
No.
Natasha dad looks at you surprised, like, and waits for you to continue.
You saw the need. That doesn't make you a fool. That actually makes you very brave.
Maybe those are two words that work side by side.
Maybe.
Brave fool.
Maybe. But you're also going about this in the most careful way you know. This isn't going to be easy. But I know even if no one else will be, I'll be right there with you.
Medrash looks at you, puts a thankful smile on his face, and says, "Even though we haven't talked a lot, thanks. I really needed this, and I wouldn't want anyone else more than someone that understands what Bahamut truly means by my side. At least in terms of fixing the order, but outside of that, it's also nice to have someone I can trust."
I know the feeling. Come on. They're throwing a party.
that says, "It's a party." Like confused, when he begins to take to make Lamray go back to with her.
I'm sorry, but I couldn't help it.
See, like I've got two songs for like kind of more dramatic conversations, and they're from the game. They're called Conversation One and Lover Three.
Mm.
I just found it funny that it was called Lover and characters involved. Like I wasn't intending to imply romance. It was just something I found funny.
Okay.
We know.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
both
know.
But the
is
audience
woman
doesn't
and
get to
one
hear it
man.
because Cord is not has his music muted in case of copyright issues.
So don't be angry with me, chat. I'm missing out as well.
Everyone point and laugh at the person who has to miss out. Anyway,
Okay.
I'll probably say, just to clarify, I'd say Tutski will join the drinking, but it'll be a bit later, and she might bring her family along with her to actually get a proper introduction to the rest of the party.
We are not. Anyway.
It's not a party. It was meant to be a
No,
date
no, no,
between
no. She's going.
Nadia
She's
So-
and
she's
and
coming. She's coming along for the
Dalit.
drink, but she's bringing her family to properly introduce to the party. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
But it's just Nadia, Dalit, and you was supposed to be, and Brom because Dalit
And while we're
invite him.
while we're walking, while we're on our way back to the Tantara estate, uh, she does throw back at Medrash. By the way, I don't know if you noticed, you've already taken up for speaking for the order.
Medrash looks
That's
at
why you
that
could have
and
fooled me. With a
yeah.
very genuine smile on her face.
Medrash at that smiles and says, "Yeah, I have been doing that a lot. Maybe I didn't realize it was going this way, and this is the time that it begins to fall into my head. Oh well."
And now we make our way back to the estate.
Yeah.
all right. So Ron, Nadia, Delith scene then.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Tutski might come in a bit later with her family, but we'll start with those three.
Okay.
Let's get the important conversations out first.
Yeah.
So, I bring Braun and say, "So, this is Braun.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Um, he's an extraordinary fellow, let's say. It is not what it seems to be at first glance. And now that I think of it, it would be neat if we go somewhere outside of,
Oh, you
um,
all wanna see it too.
I
Uh,
mean, why
l-
not?
uh, as he says, so, first, do I guess what he's saying or no?
I d-
Make an insight check.
Make an insight check. That is not hard. Uh, Insight check. You're
Though
forcing
you've
me
got
to
a lot
roll
less context for
30.
this. Oh god,
So
yes.
The content,
30.
the subtext is, "Oh God, yes."
Yeah, you're able to. Jeez, that's a nearly impossible difficulty. Okay, yeah, you're able to figure out that.
I have plus 11 because not only I have proficiency, I have double proficiency because I have expertise and I have
Expertise
advantage.
is amazing.
Exactly. There's a reason
That's why I
why.
love playing Bard when I'm making a character in D&D. Like, you have to find a reason for me to not play a Bard.
Bards also have expertise. I mean,
yes,
it makes
Yes,
sense. Okay,
yes.
it's
it makes
great.
sense. Yes,
Um,
I agree. Like what? Also, because I'm a come on, whatever elf I am,
Pallid.
the light guy, the
You,
light
you,
guide.
I think
I
Pallid.
you
have
said pallid.
pallid. Yes, I don't remember. I was I wasn't. I didn't remember the name right now. Uh, they also have advantage on insight and investigation because they can literally. So yeah, have fun with that. Anyway, so I get on that immediately and I stop here. There's no need to do it right now. I get
Okay,
it that you're, how to say, I can see it from your
you're bigger on the inside.
face. He's a
That's a
dragon.
horrible joke. Okay, I'm not gonna do that.
Leave the bad jokes to me for a
Yes,
bit,
it was.
please.
No.
Yes.
I can understand that you're dying to see a dragon, but let's not alert everybody.
Yes, exactly. We can go somewhere that no one will notice.
Let's stay here. Um,
No, here is the opposite of no one taking notice. If he turns here, everyone will see.
uh,
we don't need Delhi. I already know that he's a dragon. I
Yeah,
I
I know
even
you
said so.
do, but I want to also see it.
The time will come. Don't worry about it. And I pat him in the head.
I mean, if we're gonna be sailing to
Don't
uh,
worry, you will have the Kraken versus Dragon
Luantar,
fight on the ship. Okay?
it'll be interesting to see what being on a boat like is for you more mortal races. That's for sure. I'm very excited to see that.
Are we going to have Krakens and dragons?
What
We
is this?
Plans
almost
for the
should.
future.
Almost should.
Yeah.
Don't get on the boat. Anyway. um. Anyway. So that's that role play, I guess.
I
Yeah.
mean, I
We
tell
didn't even finish it.
y-
I mean,
Braun
okay.
is
So
there.
Braun,
He should
Braun
say
is.
something, and
I'd
I
prefer
still.
not to risk, my
Oh,
identity for
risk it now, risk it.
wrong one.
Okay, Tutski. Okay, Tutski's gonna come in with her family now to actually rescue Braun from the situation.
Wait. First, we still haven't asked for Elani, which is also the important part. We jumped immediately to Braun, and at this point, I guess you need to say something because you're there, and like like you don't need to change, but like say something like or like I don't know, Deleth will say something, but at this point she's a days of I want to see um, Braun. I don't want to say the N word, but basically, I want to see Braun transformed, I guess. Um,
I've got an idea for an N word, but
I don't think it's the one you're looking for.
no, a
No.
different. No, it's not the very bad one.
I don't want you to change it. Yeah, that's what I meant. I didn't want you to change into a dragon. I just want to continue the conversation,
Yeah,
basically.
that's fair.
Yeah.
So
All right,
anyway, about
it's getting late.
art.
Are you wanting to do the Alani
Yeah,
or
I'm going.
conversation about Alani? Right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Doesn't Brom wants to say anything to me now that I know that he's a dragon? Or I should be asking
I mean, he
Daleth?
already gave permission for you to learn, so like,
Okay,
I'm just glad I don't have to actually like
role played.
risk it right now.
Risk what?
Is what Braun
Me,
is saying.
me, okay,
Because
fair.
I
Now,
don't have nearly the experience that Gamel did. So
Gamel. So I can now that you mentioned Gamel, he, I was invited to the party about Gamel. He never explained why he wants me here, or like what are your goals, and why you're traveling with a dragon, which at this point understand why not. Not at this point, understand why not. Uh, is there some particular, mission your guys are going for, are aiming for? And you need basically a master, not a master thief, but basically, a more
are you
stealth.
talking to Braun or are you talking to
I'm
Delith?
talking, I'm mostly talking to Braun while with his hearing, I guess,
I
subsequent.
mean, my understanding is that just Gamel from his conversation with the party knew that you'd been with them and thought that, adding your abilities to the party would help them be successful in their quests. Um, because I mean, we're gonna have a lot of different things we need to do.
I
So if you're already familiar with the group and largely what they're doing,
I see.
and he's able and he has the pre-existing contacts to get you back.
Assuming that you're the Brawn, since you're a dragon, not everything will need a might approach, and there is where my abilities come in. Basically, is what you're saying.
don't worry. Bronzy here is more of how to say it. He's on for the ride. Our main mission is to show him the wonders of this world around,
Uh,
and
uh,
he could. No one could hope for better company to explore.
uh-huh. Deleth, what is this new pet you have?
This, this is
I am
nice.
the most amazing person ever. Now hear no other words. In character as Nez.
Actually, that is true. Don't
Uh-huh.
don't mess with Nez. And you see, Delith says that in a funny and yet somehow serious tone.
There's more
That
than meets the eye with
so,
me.
so, sound amazing, amazingness, and it's cute, uncomparable.
I knew you would understand.
Yeah, sure. By the way, Bron, how do you know? I don't want to say Gimli. The other guy that I already forgot his name. G
Camel.
something.
G-Man.
Gamel.
Gamel. Yes.
He's in the journal. You should be able to see him.
You're right.
NPC allies.
Journal pages. Okay, whatever. Um, do you? How do you know Gamal?
He's an old friend of my parents. Uh, Arcane generally don't do a whole lot
Actually,
outside of our own family groups, so that's
actually,
actually
sorry to interrupt. Diego is the one that told to me, not Gamal. Okay.
yep.
Yeah. Do you know? Yeah, he didn't mention Diego, if I remember correctly. Uh,
Well, I just played off of the character that you mentioned.
oh, I said Gamal instead of Diego. Never mind. My bad.
Yeah, you said Yaml. Yeah,
Uh,
you met Diego.
okay.
You can retcon that I was talking about Diego.
Yes, yes.
It's not a
So
huge change. They're the same person. Out of character, they are the
out
same
of
person.
character, I know. In
Okay, just
character, I haven't put the pieces. So how
yep.
do you know Diego? Out of curiosity.
He's an old friend of the family. Like I said, dragons well, Arcane generally don't
Trust
do
people.
much with people outside of our own like immediate family group, which makes him a very unique one for us. And he had just brought up to my parents that it might be a good idea for me to see the world. So I figured I'd travel with him, and this has definitely been a very enlightening trip so far.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, have you
Okay,
ever had a
question.
drinking game?
Can I roll about uh, uh, exploring the world if he's saying like I'm pretty sure she's lying on that, but I don't think I can get any other information. And I'm not going to poke on him right now for that.
I mean, you can roll for that if
Okay,
you want.
like I don't believe him. He's here only to see the sights. I believe him, I guess. Um, so
His
anyway,
inscrutable face
uh,
hides all intentions from you.
Yes. This is
okay,
not his real face, that's why you can't tell.
exactly. So anyway, Miss, what is it though that Miss? Sorry, Deleth, what is that new companion? Not the amazingness, Nez. I'm talking about the other girl in your party.
Oh, Elani. Well, um, actually, I'm going to tell you how we found here and what happened.
Hmm.
Meanwhile, no need to say too much. Out of character because I don't know how much you know about it because you were, well,
Out of character, I almost know nothing, but basically almost know. Not exactly like I know some stuff, but I would prefer to learn what in character I will learn to, Uh,
okay, pretty much she's a monk. She wanted to see a monastery that was in the same direction we were traveling. We visited there and it was empty. It was abandoned.
uh-huh.
Uh,
And why is he still with you guys? Not that that is any issue. The more the merrier.
well, she pretty much stuck around to help us with our mission, and maybe we can help her find what exactly she's looking for. More of her order, I suppose, of her
Oh,
monastic people.
do we
As Nez
know?
butting in, she also kind of hit it off with Medrash.
Do we know? That's good for him. Thank you, your highness. Um. So, what I was saying. So, um, that's yeah, that's good for him. Yes. Um, our mission hasn't changed. Your mission hasn't changed. We're trying to free Friedland,
Prosper.
Glasberg.
Freeland is where we are.
You're
Okay.
in Friedland. You're trying to free Lussberg.
Yes, names not good with that.
We're not trying to free
Uh,
No
France,
problem.
Pika.
There
Took
are
me a
map
while.
handouts that have the names on them
Yeah.
that
I
could
believe
Geography,
also help a
not
little
good with
bit.
that either.
geography.
Geography, not good with that either.
What is
We
an
have maps
American?
with cities.
Anyway, so what I want to say, yeah, it's still your mission to free it. Uh, from what I'm understood,
Of course.
do you had any other not how it's called? Have you ever meet with the necromancer again, or that is no?
No,
Thankfully, that hasn't appeared again.
no, no.
You
Mm.
met someone else though.
But yes.
No, but yes, but maybe.
Once again, as knows, there was that one green dragon we met though. I think it was the necromancer's boss.
Oh yes,
Wait,
I
Nez was there for
getting
that?
to-
Yes, but he wasn't visible.
I was getting to that.
Yeah, it's the fun bit of following you around. Lots of interesting things happen.
Of course,
Your
interesting
pet,
things happen.
your pet is a fountainess of information. Uh, it seems.
Stop the
Uh,
puns! They physically hurt!
Roll for damage.
I'm gonna wipe the party right now with
No,
physical
no.
damage.
As revenge, we're going
I
to.
think it's psychic damage for that.
Oh god, I can't do half. I can't take half damage. Damn it!
So he's a fountain of information.
Yes, he is.
Uh, I don't know where you found him, but he seems to know a lot. Actually, where did you find him?
Do you see that book that I carry with me? The one that is family heirloom? I mean, you were
Okay,
present.
can I roll something to understand what this book is?
It's called The
I
Wind
mean,
and the
Arcana.
Willows.
Yeah, it'd be Arcana for that.
Yeah.
Arcana. I'm proficient, I'm not expertise. Let's see. One, perfect.
You know nothing.
And
It's a
so
book.
You go.
No,
You
it's a
know,
book.
It's a book.
you
uh-huh.
know,
You look
That's
at
the
it.
exact result that Mrisk got too. So
I know.
you're not entirely sure.
I'm not entirely
You look at
sure.
it and you think, even though it's titled "Familiar Summoning for Dummies," you still don't know what it means, what it's about.
Funny thing, I think my family, not my familiars, my whispers are what gives me expertise to Arcana. Yes, that. Wow. And there are been interesting otherwise. Uh-huh. Anyway. Uh, um, so yeah, I have no clue what it is, sadly. So yes, I see.
It's a very useful tome.
Hmm.
Perhaps the first one, and it's actually a pretty nice read. It's not
Ooh.
boring.
Oh, not a boring book for you.
Yes.
That it's a high praise. I would like to read it
Well,
at
I
some point.
doubt that you'll be able to understand what it says because most of it is.
If
Arc-
Medash Masdi is there, he will begin talking about the catacomb of underworld riddles. Too. He's not
You're
there,
not
so
back
you
yet.
won't
You're
get
still
that.
traveling back from the,
it's full of.
the surrounding
Actually,
countryside.
if this conversation is happening at night, Medrash is on his quarters sleeping because he was not invited at this.
You were, but you just decided not to go.
No,
No, he
no,
wasn't.
no,
He
no, no.
wasn't.
Nadia only talked to Delith,
And
you,
that's it.
exactly,
That's
that's
it.
key. The
It,
rest don't know. That's why you
it,
say
it,
it's not a
it,
Fair
public
enough.
party. It's
it's
yeah.
more it was more like an excuse to
Mm,
talk
yeah.
with you people and also to gather information from the people that I
Trust, yeah.
yeah
Mhm.
trust. I had more of I don't want to say relationship, but basically I was more familiar with them, and I could easily call it a ladies' night, but yeah, I also didn't invite Elani because I don't know here, so we cannot really call it a
Like I
ladies'
said,
night.
Tutski will probably
and
join
yet Braun
later.
was there.
Yeah, that I didn't invite Brown. He did. Don't
Dalif invited Braun.
Dallas brought
Random
Brown into
seems.
this.
And then,
yes.
Tutski will probably invite her family members, so it'll be less of a ladies' night more of a oh hey.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to crash the party, basically, I have gathered all the information.
Yeah, I
Like,
think we're done.
basically, I know about Elani and well, not exactly, but I know about Elani. I know that Brom is a dragon. That book sounds dangerous, to be fair. So I keep an eye on that. Um, but anyway, the last thing I want to ask is, can you ever like also? So this petty has a source of information. Can you ever? Well, anyway, whatever. Can you ever? Can he always talk without your? Um, without you say, telling him to?
What do you
I do what I
mean?
want.
Exactly.
Oh,
We are not.
It's a
we have
little more complicated than just basic familiarness.
we have
ah,
we have a healthy relationship. Okay.
Mm.
Yeah,
I
I do awesome stuff, and Dallas does funny things for my entertainment.
I see. I mean, that does for funny things for everybody's entertainment. Your laziness. So, but yeah, like, how to say, do you always disclose information that easily?
I mean, not to just anyone, but like, I'm also not telling you a whole lot. So, anyway, so since you seemed interested, I just figured since you were interested in the necromancer, I'd bring up that we did in fact meet his boss. But yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
I, yeah, I forgot that you said that. Okay, cool. Anyway, we I guess drink, do stuff if anybody wants to crash the party, sure. Otherwise, we afterwards we go to sleep, I guess. Except if you want
Actually,
make me roll a, I don't know, constitution, not constitution,
constitution drinking.
endurance check. Yeah, for drinking.
nah,
Yeah, okay.
I didn't feel like you were, unless you're intentionally having your characters binge to the point of getting yourselves sick,
Yeah.
which I didn't read Nadia that way. So
No.
I don't think Cord is allowing me
Ellis maybe
to.
on the right night, but
I don't
not
think
this night. I don't
I
think
don't
so.
think Cord is letting me drink the whole.
I think Delith would be a little bit too careful to become uninhibited in Freeland.
No, I think on the correct night she might, but this is not that night.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
if she saw a dragon, she will totally be drunk, I guess.
And
Yeah.
plus,
Yeah.
I don't think either Nadia or Deleth would want to deal with an angry Tutski and a very disappointed
Yeah,
Tutski family.
I'm okay drinking the bottle Tutsi gave me, but not going drinking the whole wine cellar, basically.
If you, I think at this, unless you have anything else to say, I think this. Just let me know if you've got anything else to say. Otherwise, Tutsi, I think
no,
is
no,
No,
no.
no, no.
probably.
I gathered all the information character-wise to, have a clue of what is going on and stuff, and basically catching up to what you guys are doing in character, and have my plans, if that makes sense. Like
Yeah, uh,
eh,
yeah. At this point,
the
yeah,
targets to go to work towards, basically.
okay. At this point, Tutski will walk in with her family, going, "Huh, enjoying the wine?"
Do
Yep.
I a question? Do I am enjoying the wine? Like,
I
out
don't
of
know. I don't know what your character's tastes are.
neither do I know the taste of the wine. So what are we doing here?
It's
It
white
tastes
flavored.
like wine.
It
It's
tastes
white.
like what?
It's
It's
white
wine.
flavored.
It's wine flavored wine. Shocking,
Yes,
Okay,
I know.
yes.
Oh my god.
perfect,
Banal.
perfect. So anyway,
Tutski,
yeah, yeah, it's yeah. We have been enjoying it here with some nice conversations.
glad to know you're
Mm,
all comfortable. you've noticed that Tutski's changed out of her regular uniform and into her more fancy, stately clothing.
Oh my gosh, she's wearing a dress.
No, she's just wearing very formal.
We need a
Re-
picture
I,
change.
I tell her, well, I never expected you to see with those clothes, but I guess it suits you.
Thanks.
I'm just waiting for a joke from Delph now.
Yeah, it's boring.
Oh,
You should
Yeah.
wear something else.
Where's your frilled loincloth?
Where's the lingerie? Anyway,
She basically will go. I hope you don't mind. I thought I'd bring the folks along. Besides, we never really got a proper chance to introduce you all back in the viewing area. Well, she turns to her family. Well, these two ladies here are two of the people who helped me get out of Flussberg, and she looks at Braun, but very careful, and chooses her words carefully. Just, this is Braun. He's a very friendly dwarven fellow we picked up on our travels.
yep, there was a
Is-
connection through a family friend.
Yeah,
sorry. Okay.
which is
Yeah.
basically he's just on a little sojourn in exploring the continent, and I thought, I mean, we were traveling this way, may as well bring him along.
Question: is Nez still in the form of a nymph, or is he back to his...
He's back to hiding as a crow right now.
Okay,
For your guys' scene, he was an imp, but for most of the time, he's been hiding as a crow.
Mm.
okay. I get up. I go. I approach the rest of the family, and Delith does yet again a theatrical bow. It's not so much to give respect. It's more of you know, it's as if it is a part of a performance. Let's say. It
Yeah,
says Delith at
nice to
your
meet you.
disposal, and as she does the bow, you can see the crow looking at them and then going back up because I guess it roasts on one of the horns.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was gonna make a joke that it is struggling to stay perched as your
Okay.
head is going. He
Yeah.
is a little irritated, but in a enjoying it kind of a way. um,
It's not fun
yeah.
being the butt of the joke for once, is it?
uh, Leona says, "All right, nice to meet you. Um,
if
it's
you
been
want if you want any ballads or songs to be written, I'm your guy. I'm your person. Also,
Tutski looks extremely pensive when you say that.
I throw a
Tusky furiously shaking her head.
No,
I,
no,
No.
no.
I throw a he makes good ones.
She also makes ones that force me to take, I don't know, very unpleasant actions as to resolving the situation.
If
oh
Medrash
come
was
on,
there, he will say the actions he made are good for the. If Medrash was there, he would say the songs he made are good for the people, not so good for the novelty, the for novels and all that to hear.
also,
If he was there.
okay, also, I made extraordinaire.
Tutski will
Oh,
just,
it's good to meet you.
yeah. Tutski will look at Lelian and go, just with a slight bit of exaggeration in her voice, and going, yeah, she's not joking. She's far more powerful than any Aquarian mage I've come across.
I think she's the only Aquarian mage you've come across.
That's why it's the extra exaggeration. That's why it's the extra exaggeration.
Okay. I wasn't sure if that was the angle you were going for.
I was exaggerating for trying to big up Delith.
Yeah. Anyway, is there anything else you want to do for this scene, or
Probably not. I'm guessing at the moment, since it's getting late, Tutsuki can introduce
Yeah.
the other two when it comes to morning.
all right? Do we want to actually roleplay that scene or get on to other scenes? Because there's a couple more elements I want to hit before we.
Cut off.
Actually,
up.
there is one thing that has to be done.
What?
Oh boy.
Of course, it has to be done.
no.
As things are slowing down, Tatsuki can see Delith approaching, and you've been around Delith enough to know that he's approaching with clearly playful intention.
Mischievous intent.
Yes.
Tutsuki rolls her eyes and goes, "What are you scheming now, Delith?"
So, you are a noble.
Yes, what of it?
Never would have guessed.
I mean, being nobility wasn't really pertinent to our circumstances at the time.
It's not that, it's the package, the presentation, the whole thing.
She just raises an eyebrow.
Give me a second.
That's my thing.
God damn! I didn't realize Alani had placed a copyright mark on eyebrow raising. Trademark Alani. No one can raise an eyebrow without paying me compensation.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry for this, but I have intruders today. So
Oh,
Oh
No
god,
problem.
it's all right.
back to it, yeah. So back to it. Where was? Oh yes. It's not that. It's the whole package. First of all, you're broke.
This is true.
Second, second, I don't see an entourage of servants and babysitters following you around. Third, you're not some kind of prissy spoiled brat. And I go on.
Tutsi just gives you a look but doesn't say anything. But she's allowing it.
In the contrary, you can take care of yourself. You are questionably trying to care for us as well, and I'm saying questionably because you are doing a poor job about it. Let me see what else. Oh yes, and you're a really impressive fighter. So, how could one guess that you come from nobility?
I guess I see your point, Tutsi says with a smile. And before you decide to turn away or do anything, she says, "Oh, one last thing." She doesn't do it to hurt or humiliate, but Tutsi gives a playful backhand to Delish cheek.
What was that for?
For being so damn funny.
Okay, then I will allow this.
All right. So, do we want to skip to the next day then?
Yeah.
Yes.
Also, for context
Yeah.
for people watching, if Tutsuki backhands you, she's being playful and coy. If she punches you in the face, then you've got problems.
Holy crap! Tutski's actually
didn't
might.
say.
Tutski might actually get a full night's rest tonight. I hope.
Well, she's back in her own bed, so More than likely.
Anyway, so next
for it.
day, family is introduced to Medrash and Ilani more properly. Is there anything we really need to cover for that, or
Medrash just
yeah?
super respectful and all of that. If there's anything similar to the dinner we had with the other family and all that, Medrash, you see his nervous trying to remember everything that his mother said, and if he finds something that he didn't find on that, he's like shit, looking around to see what he has to do.
I mean,
That actually tempts me to say that Aquarian manners and Friedland manners are different, and they're gonna notice that you're
Oh,
following
let's
Aquarian etiquette.
let's do the
when Medrash
dinner.
has
Let's
attention
do
on
the
things, he's
dinner.
like,
Please,
No.
please do.
Anyway,
Please
I've
do.
got other things I need to cover.
yeah,
Yeah, I'll probably say
All
it would be
right.
better to do the family deal when we've got every member of the family present,
okay,
and not every family member is present. Member
okay.
of the family is
Anyway,
present.
so we've received news that Gerald should be here tomorrow morning. Um but Marcus has been able to come over so going forward. So into, meeting room for everyone to participate in, and in there is another fairly well-dressed noble. It looks, his stuff is a little bit more ornate than what the Dentars are wearing,
Mm.
on the grounds that he can afford it and they can't. I just did the wrong thing. Um,
He's not bad. He's just drawn that way.
Yeah.
He's not a maniac.
He's he has a face that he's just like, oh yeah, let's go to battle.
anyway,
I'm here to stop things.
I thought I heard that Tusky was back. This is a surprise to be sure.
But a welcome one.
Yes. Yes, let's go with that.
You said to cleverly work
Oh,
in Star Wars memes, so that's what I'm doing.
this is almost as shocking as when Gerald was revealed to be alive.
Almost, Tutski says, sarcastically disappointed.
Yeah, well, he was missing for a lot longer than you were.
Ah, that is fair.
Uh,
Alani
so
butts
what?
in here. How long exactly?
I was missing for about a year and a half, right?
Yeah.
Gerald
And
was
your brother?
my brother was missing since I was 10 years old, so
So that's about 20 years.
yeah.
20 years. And you're older, right?
Yeah, Tutski's
Yes.
a year older.
Mm,
Any comments, or should I resume with the scene?
Sorry, what did
Keep
he
going.
say? Sorry, my dad was speaking to me, so I didn't hear well what exactly was said.
We were just covering that Tutski's brother had been missing for 20 years. So
Mm-hmm. Okay,
uh,
Medosh Dash has a
Marcus was more
question, but
surprised by him returning than by
yeah,
Tutski.
yeah, okay. Medosh does have something that he would like to ask, but not right now. It can wait until it's not formal and all stuff, so he can ask so he can understand how the nobility works here on Freeland. But
Right.
he does have a question that he's keeping to himself for now.
Tutski,
as
So
does Alani.
as Marcus,
yeah.
so with Tutski having been part of that unfortunate expedition to the north and having been legally declared dead, are were you raised, or did you manage to make it through this? For curiosity's sake.
I managed to escape the massacre. I was heavily wounded, but I had my wounds treated in Flossburg.
The rest,
Mm.
the that insight is for how Marcus said that last phrase and all of that, he's a bit.
He seems to be trying to gather information and calculating things.
Okay.
So are we going to need to put more effort into proving another member of the Dentara house was not raised and is therefore a valid, you know, not is not disqualified from the
Inheritance.
nobility titles?
We may have to, yes, but as I mentioned to Leliana, I myself have more pressing issues that need my attention right now.
I mean, if you let this sit, it's gonna
I
just get more difficult to do.
I understand that, Marcus. I really do. But
Though that would also cause problems with Gerald, as he is, with you presumed dead, that made him the, you know, heir apparent and now, you know, legally recognized, Baron for your branch. So if you're not dead, then that's going to complicate things.
it may, but we can resolve that. I'm pretty sure.
Wait, you said a different branch? That's out of.
Tutski's cousin is a cousin of the head lady,
Oh.
Okay.
so that's what
Tutski,
I meant by branch.
her uncle was
Oh,
basically the
okay.
former head of the house, not her father. Her father was just the baron of the villages that Tutski was born in, so she's
Mhm.
inherited that branch, whereas Liliana inherited the actual
Well, she would
title.
have if she hadn't been declared dead.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Well, she had been because her father was dead, but
yeah,
then she, air quotes, died, and so
it got passed down
it
to Gerald pretty much. Yeah.
yeah.
But he was pronounced missing beforehand.
Oh,
Well,
he'd been assumed dead, and they, like I said, they spent months of work and effort getting him, proving that he hadn't died and was therefore a valid heir.
Oh, okay.
Roughly
Yeah,
for
legal
half the time that Tutski had actually been missing.
missing. Yes.
Yeah, again. Okay, okay.
Mhm.
so basically, if we wanted to get Tutski reinstated, it would take months away from our schedule.
It'd probably take months, yes.
Mhm.
And lots of money and effort.
And Tutski herself would have to stay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Pretty well, you could appoint the brother as regent. So you wouldn't well, you'd have to stay for the process, but then you could leave afterwards.
Hmm.
But yeah, it'd
Can live.
complicate
Which is
things.
why Tutski's torn on this situation because she wants to have her lands rightfully back, but at the same time, she knows there's more pressing issues that the party need to deal with. So she's kind of torn
Well,
on the situation.
that's up for debate, and that's kind of sort of what Alani wants to bring up later, though. Just so you know.
So what are
Sorry, I wanted to say something also. Medrash also is thinking something along the lines of Elani, so he will also bring up among that question. So just so you are prepared.
I mean, if you guys want to butt in now and say your piece, you can do because I'm pretty
I,
much.
I I really
Oh
don't
no
think
no no
saying my
no!
piece in front of your family right now is a smart thing to do.
Exactly, exactly. We are not Delhi. We are
Oh,
Elani and Medrash, people that understand nobility and the kind of stuff that you can say in
Actually,
front of.
Alani doesn't understand nobility at all. She just understands manner.
I actually have a
Okay.
very good idea right now.
Oh
Oh
God!
no!
Oh God!
What have I done?
I'm not going to say anything right now.
Right now, that scares me more. Let's continue.
I will say this. Now that we are not negotiating, while Medrash is paying attention to the family and all of that, he's keeping an eye out for the list. So when you are going to do something, tell me, Mears, so I can roll to see if he noticed or not.
Tutski basically
all right.
goes, well, like as I mentioned, this is going to be putting me in two corners because as much as I want the reinstatement, at the same time, I also want to get this personal debt I have to Flussberg worked out with trying to get their homes back.
Anyway, I, as DM, I'm kind of torn because I would like to roleplay this interaction like more, in detail, but I also want to not take forever, and I don't know exactly what I should say for all the details, so I'm gonna kind of
Should we just skip over
give a
it?
more broad view of the conversation.
Yeah.
So, the group are gonna start discussing plans for bringing up the issue to the council. The Antonines are discussing what kind of money they'll need to do to, uh, to smooth things over and bring people to their side of the conversation. Um, Marcus is figuring out, where he's gonna need to use the resources. He seems interested in learning information about Tutsuki's party and what she's done. Uh, Liliana is trying to make sure that the Dentaras aren't put into a vulnerable position in all of this.
Tutski's very carefully describing what she's been up to while she's been missing, but basically giving Marcus what he wants to know about what she's been up to, but at the same time being guarded with advances both to protect the party and also to aid Liliana in not putting the Dentaris in a vulnerable position.
Yep. All right. So those conversations are happening. Liliana's planning to take the matter, will, after meeting with Gerald and confirming, the house is behind her, she'll take the matter to the council. So that's this meeting taken care of. Marcus is gonna go handle some things on his end, and the party has basically the rest of the day if they've got anything they want to do in the city.
I'm not
Medrash
sure.
will try to move um, Tatsuki, out of the family ground so he can ask a few questions. If anyone, also wants to talk with him, this is not private. He has no problem making this, for the party. But he doesn't want, nobody to her because he has some questions and he wants to get understanding. He doesn't want to offend that's his family and all that.
Oh, absolutely. Alana's going with.
Hmm.
Tutski's kind of very awkwardly, if you're playing a Tutski's very awkwardly just saying to a family, well, can you give me a few minutes? I think my friends need to talk to me about something.
Yep.
I mean, that's basically looks at her name and says, "Okay, this is something I have been wondering. I didn't ask it because but you said that your family member was dead for 20 years and you were dead for a few months and you are in a dire situation to prove that you are you and you're alive than him. How does that work?
It's a very, very awkward process. Basically, we have to prove that we weren't resurrected because that could be a thing, and
No,
it's a,
no, I understand all of that, but I mean, how is it that it's apparently easier for the other one from how they're making it sound?
it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy for him. It took a matter of months. Basically, he came back just after I left, so it would have taken them a while to actually get that confirmed, and it'll be the same for me, I suspect.
That's not that is okay. I understand.
Which is
What
what.
it needs to
Go on.
what it needs to be money throw at this discussion. Does the council need some under the table money to be convinced to be pros?
No, it's
And
Medrash.
Basically, some of it's
Medrash these are the
noble
Lanitas.
politicking.
I understand. The
Grease some
Medrash is trying to
palms,
say
convince
to be
people
clear.
it's in their interest.
Tootsie goes, I'm not really into the politics as much as my cousin, but that could be a potential liability that could not be. There's definitely going to be funds needed to actually gain the proof of my survival, which There's also testimonies that I myself will have to provide, and it's why I'm so torn about the situation because
Unless we can actually manage to free Flussberg.
and that is
Because
my
if we do that,
biggest issue, Alani, because freeing them may help it, but it will also cause the proceedings to take longer at the same time. And if we want to do it quickly, we can't go straight to Flussberg. We'll have to stay here.
What if we
No, there's
find a way to drastically reduce the things that have to be done in the procedure?
Tutski just looks at you curiously. What do you mean?
Well, you said that the council is making the uh, come on, the verdict of if you are resurrected or whatnot. That is easily proven.
It's not as simple as that. There are procedures, there are background
Yeah,
checks.
I know you're thinking zone of truth, right?
yeah.
Yes, but not only that.
Well, just gonna say, courts and legal procedures and a bunch of stuff. There are hundreds of different workarounds they have to, prove, disprove that were used. Lots of stuff,
Exactly.
and then also, going through the process of like ratifying decisions that were made with the title in the interim as just this situation. If Tatsuki's not dead, then her brother is not the legal Baron and never was. So all his actions need to be reviewed and lots of stuff.
Yeah.
That's
It's
that's
a
that's the harder thing
happy,
for
fun
Tutski.
legal headache.
But
So,
that's the harder thing for Tutsi because if she doesn't press the claim that she's alive, that will piss off her cousin. It will piss off Marcus, and it'll get the family into more serious shit. But if she
Will
does,
it though? I mean,
it could. That's what she's thinking. It could, but at the same time, proving it could give her a headache with her brother, and she doesn't want that right now.
here's the thing. I think that we have to see your brother first.
and at that, Alani is where this is where the actual question, because I think we're all overlooking a bigger issue here. Um, Tutski, your brother is how much younger than you?
1 or 2 years.
Okay, I'll just go ahead and assume that you gave an exact answer.
Yeah.
So that means he was 8 or 9, whatever, whenever he actually went missing,
Yes.
No, there's not on
and
his size for that.
he is now 20 years later in a position of power within your family.
Yes,
A
but I'm
few
slightly
months
honest.
I
after
did
you
mention
went
that they
on.
spent time getting him
Up to speed, yeah.
caught up with things and brought to,
Yes, he didn't have the training that I did, so they had to take some time and resources to get him up to speed.
Pero me
That's
they've also
that's
said
gonna
that
take a
that's
lot of time. Is that still ongoing?
I would assume
somewhat
so.
like he's able to operate like without another member of the family looking over him. But I mean, like most nobles, he's still gonna have advisors, all the stuff, at all times.
Yeah.
Okay.
still, there's narrow his size and says. Still, the timing is curious when you think about it. You went into an attack which immediately Freeland guesses that you were dead, which is not a fair guess, how what we heard about how the attack went, but still, he appears immediately after you go into that attack. And
He didn't
then
appear after the attack. He appeared
He,
after she left for the north.
I
yeah.
know that's what I meant. Not after the attack. He meant
Yeah.
after she went to the attack.
The
I mean that
idea is that, uh,
the timing on of
yeah,
all that. He goes
the
away.
timing is a little bit curious.
look,
Yes.
we have to talk with the brother See if he actually eats him first. Second, if he's a reasonable guy.
Maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea to review the decisions that he's made as well. Because if they're smart and you're not one for the political aspect anyway, maybe we don't need to dredge it up.
That's also
That's
that's
kind
one
of
of
my
there.
hope. That's kind of my hope, Alani. I'd I'd rather have the situation where I still have my inheritance, yet I'm normally allowing him to act in my stead, because I've never liked politics.
Medasha this as one
Well,
thing.
then let's get to the point where we can actually, you know, give you the time, however much is necessary, to get your inheritance back.
Or we
Unfortunately, the
can
more time we spend on my inheritance, the less time we'll have to deal with Roberts.
not if we
No.
convince.
Afterward.
Medash looks that skin.
You'll have all the time in the
There's
world
also
after the fact.
there's also the fact of what you want and what you feel you should do. She says, looking at her directly in the eyes. We appreciate your help. We truly, and we know you want to help Flasper out of your own heart, but you also have to think this. Do you, what do you feel is the duty that you truly feel you owe to your people or to the people that help you? Is it just helping us to get our forces to Flasper and then stay here, trying to make sure that your people are well taken care of? Or is it coming with us and hoping that you who you left behind, even if we solve this issue, being that your brother is good or not, is capable of doing that? He says
Okay,
this seriously, looking at Tatsuki in the eyes, like say, like making it clear he's not going to judge you for any decision.
Tutski just looks at him and goes, "Honestly, I don't know."
More reason to take your time, says Medrash, and think
okay.
about this before we keep going.
Here's my thought process. We wait to see the brother. Afterwards, we can make our minds about this. And if we decide to go on with reinstating Tatsuki, we can actually try to convince key people in order to make things faster.
Tutski looks at you and just says, "Actually, there's a dual benefit to what you're suggesting. Thinking about our situation, we can make, hopefully you're right, we can make the process of me getting reinstated faster, but at the same time, we could use that to actually get in some key influence with some people to actually make our case about getting help for Flussberg faster as well."
Exactly. And between me and Madras,
And
we
my
have
cousin. And my cousin.
everything we need in order to convince them. And you see a slight smile.
Tutski sighs and looks at Madrash.
Medrash just has a serious look on his face, like saying, "Whatever you say, I'm going to do." But don't forget. He tries to keep you, remind you. Don't forget the question I did, because it's probably more important than you think.
Yes, yes.
No, he doesn't say that. He's trying to
Oh,
convey
okay.
that to Tatsuki.
All right.
And she's trying to convey that she's thinking about it seriously. She's trying to look at all angles at the moment, not just
Mm.
what's best for her.
You want to get stuff off your mind and go into the city to check out stuff while you wait, or no?
Yeah,
Well, if we,
Tutski at the very least is going to go for a walk and go towards the countryside and actually look at go towards the view in the mountains.
It's her turn.
yeah,
All right. As you're going through the
Medrash
city,
is
make a
going to
perception
just be on
roll.
the city. By the way, Medrash is just going to be in the city trying to learn a bit more of the culture of Freeland and all of that today. He's student.
Specifically, Tutski perception. Ah, boom, perfect. Finally, you didn't screw this up. I'm happy. Uh, on the streets to the side, you notice something.
Oh, That's an interesting
Someone you
werewolf.
recognize. If
Tuts-
you look in your antagonist's folder.
yeah, I recognize it.
Yep.
Hmm.
Doesn't seem to be paying you any mind. Just looks like doing business.
Tutski doesn't make
Starts walking in a direction away from you.
A wolfman, seriously?
Mhm.
hmm
I'm going to roll perception to see if Midrash noticed where Tatsuki's looking. He doesn't. Good.
Do you also want me to roll?
I mean, if
I
anyone,
don't
if
think so.
everyone's going with
I guess
her,
anyone can roll.
anyone
Mm.
can go. Can
I had it
I see
specifically on
nothing.
Tatsuki because it wouldn't be important to anyone else at this point.
Exactly, like
I'm literally like, I'm not even good enough to ask Tuxie what she's looking at.
like okay, I will. Do I see Tatsuki looking at something?
No.
I mean, make a
This
perception
is
check.
Okay, not really.
You notice that she is looking at something.
Okay, but I don't see what she's looking at.
Yeah.
Bummer.
Okay.
Tu-
So
So
does
we're all
Tatsuki has
kind
any
of sort
reaction?
of
you know,
based on you
Clueless.
here. Tut.
you notice Tuxi's eyes are narrowing, but she's not really taking action.
I don't. I rolled a 1.
So
Yeah,
you're
me.
chasing
I rolled
after
a 9,
him.
so I don't.
I'm
I rolled an
I'm
8.
cautiously following. I'm not really chasing.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm not splitting away from my party.
Okay, Midrash follows you slowly, seeing as you know you're cautiously moving.
Can I question?
Oh, that's good.
Can I follow everybody from the rooftop since I see um I
going.
see Tatsuki is not going the direction we are expected, or is he going in the direction?
We
You've
don't
noticed
know.
that she's broken off from the direction
Mm.
she was going.
Okay, can I go to
I
the
don't.
rooftops so I can have a better view, like of what is going on instead of the streets?
Um, yes, it'll be a little odd. You don't want to be seen. You'll need to make a stealth roll.
Can I do it stealthily?
That's why I said stealth roll.
Exactly. Now let's roll one and break my bones. Uh, okay, I didn't. Thank God.
All right.
And he's dead.
I know she.
All right.
And
So
nobody notices.
anyway,
We'll never find what happened to Nadia.
the shifter is just kind of going about meeting with people. He's entering the shadier part of town. Goes into a building.
Okay, if you want me to reroll, let me know.
Party, are you following him into the building?
Midrash was walking with
I'd probably say
Tatsuki, so that she slowed down, so he went into not hidden following her, but more following her, saying, like wondering where are you going?
she does.
Slowly.
She doesn't answer. Looks up at Nadia and goes,
No, he doesn't say. He's looking at you like, where are you going? I'm following you. Will slowly confused.
Tutski's not paying you any mind. She looks at Nadia and goes, "Keep tabs on that guy."
Boy.
Midrash looks at both of you
I'm asking
weirdly out,
Pika.
but doesn't say anything.
Sorry, I
Oh,
Wait,
was.
wait, what?
No, he's not saying anything to you. He's just looking at both of you weird out because what are you following? Like
At that
what's going on?
at
He's
that
just
point,
confused. He doesn't say anything.
Delith looks around and says, "Sorry, what?"
Tutski doesn't.
yes.
I think
Tutski
a lot
doesn't.
of us have lost track of what's happening.
Tutski does.
Alani just keeps walking because she doesn't. She absolutely notices nothing. She rolled a 1.
All right.
Tutski will
So
cautiously follow, but making sure not to separate herself from the party.
So okay, I keep tabs from the rooftop, I guess. on
He's
that
entered a
guy.
building.
Yeah, but can he leave from somewhere else? Mwah, Anyway,
He
so
might.
okay, so keep
There are several exits from the building that you can see if you move around it,
okay
and there
first.
might be more that you can't see.
Okay, first, question is what Tachi will do, because if she goes into the building, I will probably stay put, or I will ask you at that point. If she decides to like to do something else, I will probably go to the building because he doesn't recognize me there. That werewolf thing, whatever he is. But I assume I understand he means that guy at this point, so I know what she's worried about. I don't know why, of course.
Tutski's not going to do the stupid thing of just barging after him. She's going to notice the building, take note of where he was, and then she's going to stop the pursuit, and she's going to basically go back to. She's basically going to tell She's going to just starkly turn around and head back towards the Dentara estate, go, I need to have words with my cousins.
Okay,
That's all
but
she'll say.
That
but
follows you and wonders
by
and
the
says, "What was that about, Datsky?"
before we proceed, one question, mechanically mostly. Can I communicate with Deleth through thought, and what is the range if that?
If I do that, I'm the one enabling.
Okay, cool. So I assume you will keep tabs on me, basically,
If
while I keep tabs on him.
right now, I don't know about the situation, so you'll have
Yes,
to.
but you know where I am. Like out of character, I'm telling you, you know where I am. Like I don't think you will say, oh, okay. Like basically mechanically, can I count on you? Is what I'm trying to say mechanically or no?
Let
Roleplay
me.
wise, I think he's saying no because he doesn't know there's any
Yes,
reason to start contact with
Oh
you.
Exactly.
yeah, I mean after that he explains to you because before that,
he-
yeah, no, but I'm not there to discuss it. Is the issue? I'm.
here's the thing. If
Hmm.
this is to happen, you have to tell me now because you have to be mm, close to me in order
Okay,
for
Exactly
got
that
it,
why
to
got it,
Medachi
happen.
got it.
Datsky Datsky. Okay, what's going on? Since all of us are following him.
It's personal, is all she'll say before walking back towards the estate.
Okay, Medachi slows down and nods and just keeps following her.
So, for context speakers, she's going back to the estate because she's not
Yep.
stupid enough to go and way out back up.
Yeah,
Medrash will just, in case he's necessary, because he notes that this is something tense, will stay around the state until, she comes out and says, it's all or I need your help.
All right, so Nadia has stayed behind.
just to explain this, basically, while I'm on the rooftops, you can see me. I don't know if the feeds are enough, uh, basically, but if it is, you can establish it before you guys leave. Afterwards, I will jump down and try to see what's in the building, basically.
Tutski basically just
Again,
told you to keep tabs,
Hmm.
and that's all she's saying to you. She's
Cool.
pointed out.
I'm
She's
not
pointed out.
expect.
She's also pointed out the guy you need to watch.
Yeah, I'm not expecting to do anything other than gather information on that, on what is going on there, and then leave, basically.
the
All
thing
right.
is this. Uh,
Mm.
am
No,
I
no,
aware of this?
you are aware of where I am because I'm not. I'm not. I'm not being stealthy to you guys, basically. And Tatsuki pointed it to me, so I assume you guys are aware of my point. The thing is, will Tatsuki explain some stuff to you before you leave the area? Otherwise, that. Anyway,
From what Medrash understands, you went to do something for Tatsuki, and Tatsuki is saying it's personal, so for now he's like, okay, I will wait until I'm of use, but for now he's confused about what's going on. So
All I'll say is you've noticed a drastic change in Tutski's mood.
yeah, we did. That's why he asked
So
you.
basically, no telepathic speech is being
okay,
activated.
perfect.
It sounds like.
Nope.
Perfect. That's not a problem. Uh,
No communication on that front.
so you were not going to tell me where are you going? No, I know already. Anyway. Um, so okay, cool. Uh, okay, let me know when you want to roleplay my end. That's all.
Okay. So basically,
All right.
Tutski's going back to the estate
Yep.
to notify everyone. Which
All
is
right. So, what are you saying? You can see Rajnik with the men at arms for the family. Nats and Liliana are discussing family matters. Marcus is off at his own estate doing stuff.
Tutski will walk into the room and just goes, and just say 2 words. He's here.
Liliana to, uh, I guess the Liliana and Nats. You're gonna have to be more specific. There's a lot of he's that are important.
Tutski has that certain fiery look in his eyes and go, I spotted your father's killer. He's in the urban district.
That gets Liliana's attention. We lost track of, you know, we'd lost hope we'd be able to find him. You know, even though Marcus's father also died during that event, he'd given up and stopped, you know, putting the money towards helping with the search.
I understand. I would understand that it's been a long time, but I spotted him in the urban district not too long ago. I've asked my friend Artie to keep tabs on him to make sure he doesn't get away this time.
All right. Rajnik and a couple guards can go with you to try to catch this guy. At least we know, that he's in this area. So even if he does escape again, we've got something to work with.
Tutski nods and says, I'll try not to be long.
All right. To Rajnik.
For some reason,
Ooh, wrong
I hear
layer. There we go. Okay. So party now has a group heading towards building. Let's role play Nadia's perspective. So he went into the building.
So
Um,
when people leave, basically.
yep.
Uh, so question. Um, um, do I see the building being all barred up, or you can see it from some points?
It's a decently sized building. There's a fair amount of activity that happens inside of it.
Okay, so basically, I can make the assumption of this is some sort of a bar or something.
Um,
Uh,
I wouldn't necessarily call it a bar. It's looks
people
like it's
gather. People
it's some sort
gather.
of business that people go into.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so
And it looks like most of the people in the area are of the shadier variety.
I mean that's obvious. Can I see from the windows? Are there any windows or everything is
There
barred?
are some windows. Make a perception check.
Perception check. Hopefully this will not fail me. If needed, I can jump down to check from the windows because that was my plan if there were windows. And mostly to get an idea of what is this place. Um, I'm measuring of what it is if I can go there and like act like I'm here for something else.
All
Hmm?
right. You want to make your
I roll perception.
Act
okay?
like
Yeah.
you
All
are
right.
there for something
Sorry,
else.
I
Performance check?
I wasn't sure if that was an older roll or not. I had tabbed over to
Yeah,
do other stuff. All
after
right.
the perception, it should be if she goes down in performance.
All right. So you can catch glimpses of him here and there going throughout the building. It looks like he's stopped to discuss something with someone, it's not someone you recognize,
Yeah, yeah.
and you can't quite tell what they're talking about.
Okay, okay,
Ah, perfect.
okay. Um, okay. So nobody will see is seeing me. Okay. Well, my question is, what do I see in the building inside? Like how it is like only those guys that are doing business, or like it's a
There's
place.
kind of like a central room that's got
Are there
like a couple
any?
counters where people are doing business. There's maybe like 20 or so people in there. Then there are a bunch of side rooms that people go into to like discuss matters.
Mm-hmm.
These guys are kind of off to the side in the main room. They're, you know, not part of, they're a little away from people, but they're discussing stuff.
Mm, mm, mm. Okay, okay, okay. Do I see any bounty board or anything?
Inside the building, no.
Mm, okay.
In fact, there seems to be very little written down. Money changes hands, but you can't see any actual goods being given one way or the other.
Okay. I have one question. Are people going in and out often or not?
Not incredibly often. Occasionally someone will go in, there'll be discussions, and then after a while they'll leave. Um, it looks like they're very cautious when they enter and leave for who's watching.
So I'm thinking of using invisibility, but uh, in order to be sure that nobody is what to increase my stealth, basically.
Yep.
Uh,
Okay, so at
mm,
this point, okay, go on. And just
yes,
to
I'm thinking of using invisibility, and while I see my target, don't enter, basically. And or if I find an opportunity, enter, basically. Um, uh, that's my thinking because there's a chance he may go to inside of one rooms and discuss it, and I don't know if there's an exit there, basically. Although actually no, still there's no reason for me to go in even if he goes to one of those rooms. So I think it will be safer to just do the invisibility spell to have less chance of people noticing me than uh, you know um, doing anything else. Question: um, uh, can I um, I- how to say, if I do if I do the invisibility, can I do it stealthily, like nobody notices me that I become invisible?
Yeah, you can try that if you want to make a stealth roll.
Actually, is it a spell? Like how
Invisibility. I think it's an innate spell you get.
it
it
is innate, but I'm
is
not sure
innate.
how because it's innate if how
I
it
think it's still
functions.
a spell like ability.
Uh, does it have time to do it basically or no? Is
So
my
I believe
No,
invisibility is one action.
it is
one
one
action.
action. It is one action and needs voice and somatic. That means
Voice
you have to
to
say
speak.
something. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, and
So you'll
next,
need a stealth roll for that.
yeah, and next to the come on, next to the window, I wouldn't like to do it. Okay, so question: do I keep my stealth check from before my 24? I assume I do.
For
No.
your hiding your speaking, you're gonna have to make a separate one for
Yeah,
that.
not. I'm talking without invisibility.
You'll if you're entering the building, that you're gonna need a new roll.
Yeah,
You're like
if
overall moving around, you can keep your initial one, but
like
other potentially revealing actions you'll need to make
Yeah.
your rolls.
Like at this point, my thinking is I just checking like where he's going, if he's going anywhere, and if I see him going into one of the rooms, um, I may do something. Is what I'm trying to say.
Well, you do in fact see him go into one of the middle rooms in the
Okay,
back.
middle
There's
rooms.
also you do note that there is a door located near where that room would be in the layout.
Okay.
So like a door to the outside, I mean.
So he may leave behind. Got it. Okay, so uh-huh. Mm-hmm. So I know where that door is located.
Yes.
Okay. Hmm. Okay. Can I
And he
have?
went into that back room with someone else, just so you know.
Okay. I assumed so. Um. Okay. Is there any good point that I can see both the front door and that possible door he may leave?
They're on opposite sides of the building.
Thought so. Um. mm, So there's
So if
no.
you get far enough away, you could maybe see it, but also far away, so not really
Yeah,
useful.
basically eagle eye view. Yes. Like I'm not feeling the need to become invisible and go in because then I will not be able to contact. Come on, that's when she comes back or what she's planning. So actually, that will be a good question. So, anyway, I go somewhere, I hide somewhere, and do my invisibility check, so I can have.
All
I
right.
don't.
Are you
They're not.
watching are you watching the front door or the back door?
While I'm doing that,
Yeah.
uh, once he went into that door, I'm watching nothing basically for like that 6 seconds that the invisibility check
Yep.
takes.
Yeah, and
I'm
then after that, which door are you gonna watch?
I'm really going to think. I'm going to ask you more on that. Um. So um. um question about so let me see. Um. uh, okay. So the door oops. How many people are on the back door? Are there people on the back door or no?
Um, it you have not seen. Well, you've been watching the front door, so you don't really know what the traffic coming in and out of it is. You don't see in an immediate sense, you don't really see anyone near it. So it seems like it's not a very common point of entrance.
But basically the back door leads to a more alley that is
Yeah, it's more a secluded spot.
secluded spot. Okay. That is all I
It's
wanted to
more
know. Yeah.
private, basically.
Yeah, because like I cannot enter from there. She told me to keep tabs on him. So it's not that I can guarantee that the thing is right now I can't guarantee from which door he will leave is the point, and I have no clue what is going on right now on that
Yep.
side to estimate how much time I have here
Yep.
and spends here.
Just don't worry. Just tell me front door or back door.
Can I jump into the building on top of the building?
You can jump on top of the building, yes. Are you going to be watching the front door or the back door? Are you coming in through the skylight that doesn't exist
The
yet?
skylight. What skylight?
The skylight that doesn't exist yet until you make it so you can jump through it. I'm saying, you could put a hole through the roof to go inside.
Okay.
So
No,
that kind of give up your stealth.
no, I'm
Yeah.
not doing that. I'm not doing that for many reasons. Like the issue right now here is I cannot really enter on the or where he entered, because nobody will open the door for me to do that, because I'm not how to say, I'm not going to open a door and expect people to say, oh, it's the wind.
Yep.
um
But are you gonna
but
watch the door?
at this point, how to say, I will mostly watch the back door.
All right. Well,
But
after a short period of time,
before you say anything, how to say, how often can I go to the other end and check there?
I mean, you can check however often you want. If you're on the top roof, I'd say it takes you like 30 seconds to transit between one and the other.
Mm-hmm.
A bit longer if you're doing it stealthily, like maybe call it 45 seconds if you're doing it stealthily.
Mm-hmm. Uh,
Um,
question. Could I, from the top that I am, could I hear any door opening from?
you'd be too high up. You
I'm
would
too
not be
high
able
up.
to
Okay,
hear the
cool, cool,
door as
cool.
well, unless there was
Uh,
like additional noise from something like
yeah,
people
yeah, yeah.
talking.
Obviously. Okay, sure. I will mostly check the back door, but I might, do a quick look to see if he's walking on the streets. Like, I will
Yeah.
not go through up to the door, but I will go and check if he's walking on the street every like now and then.
All
If
right.
that's okay. If you want me to be exact, let me know. But
No, what you're saying is fine. You
okay.
see the back door open up, uh,
Mm.
and out comes the person that the shifter was talking with.
But
He
not the
kind of
shifter.
stands. You do not see the shifter. Uh, you can kind of see the guy he was with standing in the doorway for a little bit, and then he walks forward and heads down the alley as the door closes behind him.
Okay. Okay. As like he told me to keep tabs on the shifter and not on the guy, but I think I can, I can tell him with whom he talked. Like I can describe him, I
Yep.
assume. Okay. And one question, can I do an insight check to see if like the deal went well, or like if he's happy or something?
Yeah, you can make a perception or insight check to see how he's feeling.
I will make an insight if that's okay. Is that okay?
I am not seeing your insight check.
No, no, I'm asking if that is okay before I
Yeah,
submit it.
yeah, it's fine.
Okay, I rolled a 4, wow. With an
Um,
advantage.
you don't
Yeah,
see
don't.
anything extraordinary one way or the other.
Okay, cool. Okay, so either the shifter is still in, or he's went to the front door, or he's expecting to
Well,
leave
at this point,
afterwards. Uh,
Or he
at
was
this
the guy
point,
that you saw leave.
I mean,
Just
at
like
this,
Shifter.
wait, 1 second. You said two guys went into the shifter went with somebody else, right?
yep,
Mhm.
the shifter and the person who just left went into that back room. You now
And two
saw
and two others came out. Not two others. The
the second
whatever.
person just left out the back.
The second person, but nobody else left, right?
You did not see anyone else leave, no.
No, okay. So yeah, I cannot really say since I wasn't there. If he actually changed and like into that person, I cannot really determine.
Yeah, I know that you couldn't detect that, but
Mm.
I'm just raising that possibility that he
That's
could
a
have been.
possibility, but in character, I cannot really determine it. Except
Oh
like if
no,
I.
like I said, we have no way to determine it,
Hmm.
but I'm just pointing out the
Anyway,
Got it.
at
possibility.
this time, your party members arrive. Dramatically appropriate.
Okay,
Hooray.
if the party members arrive on the front,
Yep, they're
uh,
arriving at the front because that's where you
yeah,
guys had seen
if
the person go in.
yeah, if they how to say, if they are actually going into the building without me waiting, without me being there,
I mean, I'm just playing that they're arriving. I'm letting the party members decide what they're doing from there.
Yeah, I may jump to the back door actually. Actually, I will do that. I will jump and go through the door that guy came from.
All right, it's
I'm
an empty
still
room.
I'm still in stealth, by the way.
Yep. All right. So, party members, other people, you have arrived. You
I
don't
don't.
know what Nadia's been up to.
Do I see the room or
Tutski,
no?
You're in
Tutski,
the room. The room
Question,
is empty.
question, question.
The room is
Do
empty.
do we now know why Tatsuki was asking how she was acting like she was acting or
If you
not?
heard her talking with the aunt, you know it's
Like I
someone
said,
who.
Medrash was outside waiting for Tatsuki to come out and
Then it'd be
tell
up to
her so.
Tutski if she ever explained
I'd
to the
probably
party
say you can
members.
probably I'd probably say you can overhear her and her cousin Rojnik talking about it.
Okay, so he gets an idea that the killer of a family member was involved. Okay.
Okay.
Question number one. Do we know about the situation now?
No, you're
Everything?
just arriving, so you don't know what
Okay.
Nadia's been up to.
So just to say,
I think that Mir's meant about the situation of
About
Tatsuki's
what is
family.
going on?
in
Exactly.
general,
If someone
uh,
Exactly,
asks,
because
I'd probably say if someone
Tatsuki's the only
asks
one.
if someone asks Tutski what's going on, she will tell. But for now, she's just keeping it between her
Okay.
and Rojnik.
Hey Tusky, what's going on?
Yeah, exactly.
So
Exactly.
we can assume the party has been informed. We don't need
Yes.
to
Yeah,
go over it.
yeah.
All right.
Basically
Yes, the
on the
party
journey. On the
knows the broad strokes of someone who murdered family members has been spotted, and they're trying to capture him.
and I asked
Right.
Nadia, and that's the person I asked Nadia to follow, pretty much.
In that
Yes.
case, I will say that this person probably doesn't know me or Madras. We can walk in.
Correct. You can assume he'd maybe be familiar with Tutski and maybe the other members of her family. Would not know any of the party members.
Okay.
Yes.
Tutski goes, that's not a bad idea, actually. Why don't you go in and try and survey the situation and see if you can get him relaxed?
Now that I think of it, Madras will draw too much attention.
Medrasha that looks at you and says, "You don't say. A night
I
won't call
mean, all
much
the subtlety
attention."
of a brick to the face.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Tutski's more subtle than
Out of
Medirash, and
character,
she's the one that's
exactly.
known.
Medrash looks at Tatsuki and says, "Well, I'm not able to go. We still need someone to keep her in tab so she doesn't go over, so someone can keep her from getting into trouble while she does
Alani
her
volunteers as
work."
tribute.
Exactly. Elana will
That's
be there.
exactly what I was going to ask for Alani to go with
Tutski goes,
them.
thank you, you're really doing me a solid here.
Awesome. Now let's get in there.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Has moves
Rajnik
his
can
hand like
inform
saying he's
you that
happy,
this
by the
building
way.
is often used for deals of like illegal nature,
Ah,
like
perfect.
ranging from asking to get something burgled or murdered or
Yeah.
My
many assorted nasty things.
perfect.
How about
but
how about you guys then go infiltrate and Roger can can organize the perimeter to make sure no one gets out.
Yes.
Medrash helps with that, however he can,
Okay.
All right,
with the
so I
perimeter.
guess the family men at arms can set up a perimeter. Um,
Uh, is Nez there?
If you want Nez to be there,
yes,
Nez is there.
Okay. I'll tell
This
him.
is
I'll tell him. Keep an eye out here, just in case.
do you want him watching front, back, sides, just in general?
I mean, he can fly around and keep a general eye on things. If
All right,
someone leaves from where he lives and stuff like that.
I'll make a roll for the future to see what he finds as he's doing that for you.
Please do well.
He has no bonus to.
eh,
He has like a +1 to perception.
Before
That's
Alani
it.
goes in, Tutski will just
Perfect.
pull her aside and go, he's a shifter. Be extra careful.
So that's not stupendous. It's not horrible, but it's not great. All right.
It's
Yeah,
average.
it's it's fine.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
It's so results from that will come later.
as I
So you
said,
go into the building then,
yeah,
the rest of
Yes,
the
I
group.
suppose.
yeah, Tutski
All
will
right.
pull along his side and go, just be careful, this guy's a
So
shifter.
so
No,
so
no
so,
telling what they can
so
do.
something that I want to say. If I don't see anything on the room, or like I do a very fast check.
Yep.
I would probably go through the door to meet the other people if I don't see anything as I
All
pass.
right.
Okay.
So the people are
I'm still invisible, by the way.
noticing the armed guards and the royal, well, the noble, house, and they are looking agitated, and things might blow up into a fight. None of them seem to be making any moves as of yet. It's a bit of a standoff. You do not see
Seems
the
like a
shifter
perfect job
anywhere.
for you.
You do not see the shifter anywhere inside.
Me.
Oh, no idea.
Any of you guys.
Hmm?
Any of you guys said.
None of you see the shifter inside the building.
Okay. So it's
Not even.
probably changed form and left.
You probably
Uh,
transformed and left, yeah.
We
I
don't
mean,
know that though.
I mean, if you see a door opening out of nowhere, let me know.
Are you gonna stay, say something, just
Yes.
leave?
Actually, do I see someone who's let's say, is there a counter, a bar, anything?
There's a counter. It's not like to sell, drinks or anything, but there are people who are, discussing, matters with. They look a bit tense and unsure what to do yet.
Okay. I go
You're
there.
just gonna stroll up and talk to them, I'm guessing,
Oh yes,
the Delith
pretty
way.
pretty casually. No, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, Delphi
Okay.
would be more advantageous in the situation rather than Tutski or her cousin.
That's
All
why I
right.
said perfect
What
opportunity for
brings
her.
the Dentara family here? Says one of the people behind.
That's a very good question. I will say.
Yeah. That's why I'm asking. I'd like to know.
Um. Well, I'm not entirely sure, but we might be able to do something about it. You seem like a good
You're not exactly
gentleman.
welcome here, right?
Oh, come on, don't be like that. Look, friend, I'm not here to cause trouble, especially for you.
All right then. What do you want?
Wolfface, where is he?
Yeah, we wouldn't get much business if we just went around telling people whatever they wanted to know, now would we?
Hmm, about that.
Especially people who are working with the the nobles and such.
About that. Should I do this? I mean, why not?
Because I mean,
Um,
you are with the, your group came with Rajnik and a bunch of family men at arms, so
um,
there's a pretty simple assumption that you're there in force looking for someone. And since these are pretty much all people who do illegal things, it's kind of circle the wagons time.
Mm-hmm.
um,
There we go.
can I interrupt?
Charm
Yes.
person.
Okay, because as I said, like the moment that I saw
Spell
the
spell save should be 15, not 13.
the moment I see the room empty, if I if from going to one door to
Why
the
is this
other,
wrong?
Nothing catches my attention like blood or anything weird.
Nope.
Yeah, I will open the door without with everybody watching. I don't care if somebody watches the door being open.
All right,
By
I guess I need
nothing.
to make a roll for the person.
For what person? Oh, for the
It
charm
looks like
person.
Dallas doing a charm
Yeah, yeah,
person.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that because like if anybody notices the door, and
Damn
I
it.
will probably notice daily, I will go to her, still invisible by the way. Uh,
Are you trying to start a fight, Missy?
Not particularly. I am trying to avoid it. Because if we
Then
start
I
a fight,
suggest you leave.
look, buddy, if we start a fight, you're going down. And
Yeah,
I'm actually using a persuasion here, or intimidation,
I'd
whatever.
probably be more of an intimidation.
Yes.
Yeah, I might be going down, but so would you. And I don't think that
No.
Antares can afford to, have such a costly fight here and now. They're kind of on the edge as it is.
Yeah, so how about you tell us what you know about this individual and no one gets hurt in either side?
I don't see a reason to work with you on this.
Hmm, you don't see a reason to work with us.
So you don't really have a good position to start a fight. It'd be too costly to the Dentaras.
On what basis is that exactly?
I mean, they lose, the half dozen people they brought here, and they're gonna have to get those replaced, and they're already
Oh
struggling as is.
my god. Prepare. You know what? You're not entirely wrong here. I'm just hired muscle. I'm doing my job. Maybe it is better for me to work with you instead with Antares.
Is Alani with her?
Yes.
yes.
Hmm.
Okay, just to know.
Yeah,
Deception check.
you can try.
Mm-hmm.
But these are
Listen,
master shifty dealers, so
so no. Yeah, I don't think I want to take the word of someone swearing, hey, I'll backstab the person I'm currently working for. Trust me, I'll work with you. It's not exactly a good
smart.
proposition you give.
I actually say that in character. Smart. And I look
Hmm.
over at Delith and like, you really?
Okay, so what do you propose exactly?
I mean, either you buy something, pay for it, or you
Mm,
leave.
nice.
You're
How
not
about we
welcome here.
buy some information about the guy?
All right, that's gonna run you a steep cost. If we
Name
give
it
that
quick.
information for the people who come here for cheap, well, that wouldn't give us not many people would want to work here.
Mm-hmm.
How much are you willing to pay?
Well, that depends on what the information is worth.
I can tell you it seems to be quite valuable
Hmm.
if the
At this
Dintaras are
point,
made.
she's actually like face palming and just wow. Also, Cloud, you say you're opening a door
He opened a
in the
door,
back.
came in. I think right now people are more distracted by the armed party inside than a
Yeah,
door opening.
I care more
Can I roll
about
perception to see if
Yes,
I'll probably notice it
if you
yeah,
can
I
actually?
guys
care
listen.
about my
My passive perception is 16.
I care more about my party noticing, and once I enter this room, I have some stuff to say based on the party location. Not stuff to say, stuff to do, basically. Uh, Based on the party location, or basically based on who saw the door opening.
That is a perception check.
Yeah, yes.
So I do need to.
I don't think I
Nobody.
noticed that.
Okay,
Oh
question. I
wow,
am
Elani.
inside the room because I don't remember if I enter or not.
No, no, you didn't enter.
No, you were just
Elani noticed it.
yeah.
But you may notice it from outside. Can he notice it from outside the door?
Um, probably not.
Okay. So I noticed. I assume Elani noticed it or no? Actually, you tell me.
Um, I mean, it's your stealth roll, so I think you had a 24, right? And you're invisible now.
Uh, I'm not. Okay.
Yeah.
I
I
still
mean, you make it. I guess make a stealth roll with disadvantage due to the opening door.
because yeah, basically I'm not.
It's not going to
I'm
reveal you, but it's just going to be for the
yeah.
door.
I'm not opening the door stealthily. Basically, is what I'm
Yeah.
trying to say.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And
She can notice the door opening.
like you cannot see that there's an invisible person. Is what I'm trying to say. Opening the
Yep.
door. Let me find the stealth. I will make it like that right now. Disadvantage. Where are you? Here. And that is 16. It seems. Yeah, 16.
16? Okay.
Yeah, because I have insane, right? Insane. I have 4 plus 9, yes. Proficiency, you see. Um, so, um, yes. She sees the door. I approach Elani and Delith. Can I talk to them without the other guy in front of them hearing us, or no?
That
If the guy in front of us is more focused on Delith,
Okay, I
Nadia might
approach
be able to
roll
talk
Elani.
to
for it.
Alani.
I approach Elani. Okay. Um, I tell her basically the the wolf guy or went through the door you saw opened. Uh, I'm going back to investigate. Should I say that?
You can.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking. Like I want to say him. He went through there. It's empty right now. Yes.
Yep.
Um. Yeah, it's empty right now. So I tell that to Elani. Um. Yeah, he's not there right now. Yeah, it's empty right now. I tell that to Elani. I don't think I can go back to investigate. I think, except if I do the whole, you know, the whole uh, going around again the building,
Mm-hmm.
and then walk away and go to Tatsuki to relay the information basically. Since yeah, we cannot do something uh, uh, from what
All
else.
right. And
Like
then our
basically,
negotiator in chief is currently
Okay.
BRB'd.
I'm
yeah,
back. What happened?
basically
Nadia passed on information to
Elani.
Alani and then is going to meet up with
Yeah,
Tutski.
because
Mm-hmm.
basically either he has transformed to one of the people that are there, or he transformed to the person that left, and somewhere there's a body of that guy, and I didn't see it as I passed because, as I said, I was passively walking through it because like my expectation was if somebody is there, he will run to the other side, basically. If he hid like what like anyway, whatever. Um, so that like I don't really like. Yeah, I have no clue where he has that guy has went basically at this point, and I didn't investigate the empty room because it's empty. Anyway, I'm going to relay to court this information, like
Yep.
more in exactly
Okay.
what has happened,
Yep.
but I will still be invisible. Basically, I will tell him that somebody what I saw. One of them left. The room is empty, uh, and that's all. And basically, if he wants me, I can go back on the back alley and still keep tabs till you're done here. And I give the description of the other guy that he was dealing with. Obviously.
Tutski nods and says, "Keep tabs. We need to try and get some more information on whether he's still there or not, and if not, where did he go?"
Okay, cool. Then
Tutski
I
at that
go.
Tutski at that point will look at Roderick and go, "Is it worth it sending a runner to the Antonines?"
Probably not. By the time they get told, this should be resolved one way or the other.
I nod.
I mean, we were on a ticking clock, but as soon as you saw him enter, and it's not sounding like we've even found him there currently.
More
If
than
he had the ability to change appearance during the since he had the ability to change appearance during the assassination, it's not hard to believe he'd have some sort of tool to get out of this unseen.
I wouldn't be too surprised that the person Nadia saw leaving was the shifter. In any case, we should try and figure out a general estimation of where he headed. That's why I've sent her back to see if she can pick up any tracks.
Okay, so who is picking the track? Sorry.
You are.
That would be you.
Yeah. Okay. So I go when I reach to the back door. Let me know.
Yeah, you can just go ahead and make an investigation check for that.
Okay. First, I want to do two things. First, not first. I want to do two things, but I assume I hear that he's now a shifter. Do I have that information or no? Because previously I don't had that.
I mean,
Did did I overhear you as I left or no? Is my question.
yeah, I'd say so. You know it.
Okay, cool. Okay. So that's the case that guy may be actually the person. So I want to do two investigation checks.
All right.
One, first, I don't see anything out of the ordinary or out of the ordinary. Anything changed the moment I, left
Nope.
from the moment I
It looks
left.
pretty much how you left it. There is a impish crow kind of inspecting things himself.
Okay, so right now I'm thinking of two scenarios. One, uh, he actually changed to that guy, and I need to track him down. And the other thing is, I didn't really check the room because I was on a rush. And maybe there's a hidden door there and he's hiding there. Uh, except if Pika tells me it was so empty, there was no way, but I don't believe him.
Anyway, investigation for the outside the door
Yeah,
check.
let's do the first thing, investigation on outside. Uh, let's see, skill check, investigation. I only have advantage here, so yeah, that didn't went well.
It is a door
It is a door.
into an alleyway.
I was
A door.
I was
Interesting.
investigating for potential tracks that could lead me there.
Yep.
But sure.
You see
But,
that
Uh,
eh, but
you're
you
in
but
an
you were
alleyway.
you are
I'm
fascinated
in an
by this
alleyway.
door. No, hear me out. But you are fascinated by this door, which you are discovering is made of mahogany.
Okay, so I go inside to investigate the room a little better, if that's fine. And a little better, I mean, check for any hidden
Yep.
compartments, but a little rashly. I roll another investigate check, I assume.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think I'm getting anything,
Yeah,
but
you
let
are
me know.
being disappointing with your rolls, Cloud, I gotta say.
Uh,
Back
I,
to the group that's trying to negotiate for information. Um, Maris, Delith, anything else you want to say, or do you want to pool the
I'm
tension
just
with the
gonna go
armed
ahead and
guards and stuff?
We left with the prize,
Okay,
I
you
think.
left.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, okay.
No, 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 no. I mean, not we
You
left the
left.
building.
Okay.
We left off talking about price
Yeah.
Yep.
last time. Yeah.
and we were
Correct.
So
talking about depends on what kind of information is available,
yes,
right?
And how much you're willing to pay for it.
Mhm.
The very clearly valuable information.
How about mm,
Oh god.
mm, how about 50 gold?
I think
Oh
that's a little cheap, my friend. Or should I say, my not friend? I think unless you're gonna actually go ahead and start a fight, that you should just leave.
I see how it is.
Alani butts in. We should probably leave. There's not much else to be gained here.
Do you want to say the charismatic knight? Oh god. Sorry, had to make that joke.
Yeah, I was about to say Tutski.
Let's go on a hypothetical here. Let's say that we actually fight. Let's say that we get you. We're trying to get the information for free then.
Listen, the only thing that I'll say is that he regularly takes business here and does work throughout the region. I don't know what his current job might be. It looked like he was, picking up a new task. I didn't ask, didn't. It's not my business.
Perfect. Now we're getting somewhere. So, with
That's
whom
as
did
far
he?
as you're getting.
Ah, well, I was going to ask who he was talking with, and that would be all.
I don't know, didn't ask, and the only place you're getting from here is the door.
Hmm, I see how it is. I look back on to Elane. So, shall we? And I'm showing the exit.
Alani leads the way.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Um.
An insight check to see if he actually knows uh, a little bit more or not on what he said.
All right.
Uh, don't fail me now. I think you
It
failed.
failed you.
Yeah.
It fails you now.
Well, it's a good thing this wasn't a combat episode with the way you guys have been rolling.
No,
You
don't
don't
worry.
say.
Combat, we have ways to circumvent all that. Anyway, question. As I will leave the back door, I'm not going to leave the front one right now. Can I jump to one of the buildings across the street, basically in, you know, in the zero chance of I may spot him
Sure.
and do a perception check?
Do a perception check.
Yeah, now I need to roll God, but anyway, I'm not sure. I will not. Almost, like I needed 5 more to have God view.
I'm gonna tell you for this one, spoilers. It was actually literally impossible for that roll.
Oh, I believe you. I believe you. Like even
Like there's
30.
a very specific reason for that,
Hmm.
Oh,
and there's
there's
actually a bit of
there's-
irony on my end, just watching how this is going down.
he went invisible.
No, he might have teleported or something.
Oh,
A-
that's
uh,
true.
Cloud had it. He went invisible.
He went
Mm.
No, no. I actually guessed the moment I entered the room. I guessed he also went invisible, but like not just. I had a feeling that he might went invisible, or the other guy opened the door for him and they left together. But if he was a shifter and if he was invisible, there was no way for me to guess both.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
yeah,
So,
Yeah, I will admit you were not. This encounter is not designed for you to quote unquote win.
uh, yeah, yeah.
It was just
But
another thing to add time to the session and to reintroduce some story elements.
yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah.
anyway, so
Still, even though I liked our, let's say, investigation and trailing of this guy,
yep,
we could have done it better, which is better that we couldn't win, basically, because now we can have a plan because we did it very promptly. In other words, like
yep,
if we had done the telepathic link at the beginning, like the only chance that I can see it working if Cord told me with the telepathic link to follow the other guy instead of the guy he told me to, trail, keep tabs on.
Well, the only problem is I didn't know
actually, I
about the other guy,
succeeded
so
a miss, and
Exactly.
following the
So
other guy would not have helped.
yeah.
exactly, like it's very, how to say, almost zero chance. Like one chance, we may have went to the other guy and gathered more information at best. So yeah, like
Yeah,
basically.
I know it never feels good to be put in a situation you can't win, but
No,
yeah,
it's fine. We have
Mm,
it.
don't
I
worry,
prefer
there will be future opportunities.
I
Um,
pre I prefer no win instead of dice is rolling super bad and we could win.
Anyway,
Pika,
so
one last thing. I took a good look of the guy we're talking, right?
yes,
Okay.
the guy I didn't even make a portrait for.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
That's
Yes,
Then
besides the
him.
point. Still,
the no portrait guy.
the no point
Yes.
guy.
But Delith will absolutely remember this guy.
not to hunt him
Elith will
down.
remember this.
Delith will remember this. Delith will make a song about this guy to amuse
No, no,
Tutski.
no, 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 no. He actually didn't do anything to deserve a song at this point.
Yeah.
For now.
For now.
For now.
For now.
So
Anyway,
we're
For now.
exiting.
you're
I go back
exiting.
to the group and I'm saying, yeah, he's not in there. First, second, the guys inside are playing it tough, so they're saying unless we want to start a fight, um, nothing else is to be gained. But I was able to find some information. Uh,
By the way, I also return after my
hmm,
perception check. Just to,
Wolfface was there to pick a
Sorry,
job.
I was checking something by mistake. Did that? Sorry.
Medrash attacks
About to say,
Delith.
ah.
He finally snapped.
Sorry, sorry.
Um, he was trying to find a new job, let's say, take on a new mission, something like that. They claim that they have no more information inside because it's not their business. Whether that's true or not, I can't really tell. Other than that, there are two there are two pairs of footprints on the back door that he could probably left from.
That's not a whole lot to go on.
Unfortunately not, but unless we want to barge in and start a fight,
We have something, says Medrash. He's still on the city. He has a job, which means that you have a chance to catch him.
Tutski lets out
We
a
just
very
have to keep an eye out, be on guard.
Tutski lets out a really long, frustrated sigh and goes, I guess all we can do now is inform Marcus and up the patrols, she says to Roderick as she turns back to go towards the estate.
Alani
what
just looks back amongst the group and is like, well, no sleep for her tonight.
Medrash sighs and
Anyway,
says, "Nope," and looks at Delith and like saying, "Wish we were on the wall so we could, use that."
all right.
I
So
didn't catch it.
That he gives you a look like, "Wish we could do the sleep medicine to help her sleep."
Oh
Look,
yeah.
he doesn't say it, but he looks at you
Okay.
like that.
Oh,
all
the
right.
things that
So
you can convey with a look.
do we want to skip over to the next day then? And cover
Outside
the
of
brother?
If
Do we want to
nothing
call
else
it
happened,
here,
yeah.
or
let's cover the bro. I'd probably say the only thing of note of the rest of the day is just Tutski letting out a very frustrated yell when they get back to the estate. Nothing more important than that.
Okay. So typical Tatsuki. Got it.
Yeah.
Oh, she enters rage mode while in home.
Oh, it's a Tuesday.
Look, her
What is
family are
this, a
very.
war?
Her family are used to Tutski's short temper. It's nothing new for them.
Indeed.
anyway? Anyway,
So put it a wall here. Start punching it.
next day, another family member arrives. Gerald, sorry, yeah.
Played by Gerard,
Gerald
but
arrives.
played by
Butler,
Gerard
yeah.
Butler, so you're not entirely wrong.
Anyway, so family meeting. Marcus is not invited to this one because this is
Personal.
more personal. Since your companions have been doing a lot with you, they can come.
In this case, if Tatsuki allows it, Medrash will go, but if not, he would just, wait
Tutski
to hear
won't
what
say.
happens.
I don't think Tutski would say either way whether or not you are allowed, but you can get from the implication that she's not said anything to you that if you want to come in, come in. But this is more of a personal thing for her. So if you don't want to be involved, that's fine.
Okay.
With all the
Yeah.
help that you have been doing, Medrash will be, willing to help you in this, so
Actually, Delith
he will
wanted
go.
to see the brother, so
Yeah, same
Yeah.
with Alani,
Mm.
because that's the big thing here.
So let's put the pets to the
I mean, it's the
side.
first time Tutski's seen
So-
her brother in 20 years, so it's kind of important to gauge that reaction and gauge what he's
So
like.
Tetsuki will be in this. Alani will be in this. Delith and Dez, because why not? Medress and Nadia, are you gonna be in this or no?
Medrash is going to be there. He, like I said, he was looking, to see if she approves. So
All right, Braun will
Like,
sit this one out.
since everybody's going, I should probably go. Otherwise, like, what? Gather information about. Actually, I could do that.
In
Gather
fact,
information.
you going to gather information about trying to track down the shifter would be pretty helpful.
That. By the way, we will establish the communication link, and I don't care. For
I
now,
would probably say off camera as well during the previous day, Tutski had already sent word to Marcus about spotting the shifter as well, so that's what. So hopefully there's some guard up from the Antonines as well.
anyway, I will do the daily communication, basically establish communication.
All right, so let's
And
get this.
just to say this before you continue, I can see that I also can speak telepathically with Delis. It's both ways. Uh, s- so yeah, if I find something, I will let people know. That's all. You role play. Let me know if you want me to roll.
Okay.
All right. I mean, I think you just make a investigation check, and that'll be what you find. I don't
Not
really
like
want to add another section of roleplay to today's session.
yeah. So tomorrow, next time, let's
Yeah.
remember to do that.
Yeah.
Just make the roll, and I'll tell you what your results are after the roleplay, and then that can be it for today's session.
Yeah, I will do it at the end of the role play in order not to distract.
Mm.
All right. Well, I was just gonna have it not be a roleplay. You just roll, and I tell you the results.
Oh, I know. I'm just let's role play and do it at the end because right now, no. Let's keep it
All right.
favored
So
for the end.
Gerald is here. He looks. Well, he looks. I'd say kind of sturdy, like a little self-conscious of what's going on, but also willing to take actions. He is unsure of what's going on. You know what? Well, not what's going on. What he should do. It's been 20 years since he's seen his cousin. He came back to
Sister.
her being gone, and then while he was doing his stuff, it sounded like she died, and now she's back. It's been
You mean sister, right?
yeah, it's sister. Sorry, it's been been a bit of a roller coaster.
Same thing for Tutski.
Okay.
She's spent basically the last 19 odd years before she left thinking he was dead, and then she's come back and only been told just now that he's back, and it's going to be odd for her as well.
Anyway, uh, Hutski, is that you?
Gerald? Is that you?
It's been a rough time, but yeah, it is.
I can imagine. I'm sorry I wasn't here when you came back. Things
I mean, it sounds
happened.
like you were left to fight orcs up north, which can't really blame you for.
I just wish I'd have known. It's
I
been
mean,
a rough time getting back.
yeah. Um, basically, like, I got, all those years ago during the raid, I got captured by the orcs, and so got basically passed around as a slave for about a decade and a half. I finally managed to escape my current captor about 5 years ago, and we were, I was being held very far south in the steppes, so it was a long and dangerous journey getting north, back up to Friedland from there.
I can imagine.
There are a large number of different groups of orcs to avoid, but I finally managed to get back about a year ago, and then after finally convincing, you know, cousin Liliana and Aunt Nats I was who I said I was, we were able to start the reintegrated back into family matters.
I heard you I've heard you've inherited the barony of our village while I was gone.
Well, at first I was just being, trained to be the regent, where, family's short enough on people who can run things as is, especially when you were gone. When word came down that your company was completely wiped out and we thought you were dead, it became all the more important that I'd been my inheritance rights had been confirmed, so I began the work of running the villages.
How have you been finding it?
It's work. I'm able, it I had a couple. It took like 3 months with Nat helping me. Sorry, Aunt Nat's helping me directly. But the past few months, I've been able to do it just with my regular advisors.
That's good.
Thankfully, it's only a couple villages, so it's mostly just been keeping the various disputes that crop up dealt with, and then making sure our family interests are, being furthered.
That's good. It's going to be a bit of a process to get me reintegrated back into the family now as well, but I just want to assure you that even if my inheritance is re-established, honestly, I'd rather you stay in the position since you're finding it easier every day to do it. I've never been one for politics, even as a kid.
Yeah, this certainly throws a wrench in things.
Yes, I'd rather it
'Cause
did.
right,
Go on.
yeah, right now, our, now that the villages are running fairly smoothly, we were transitioning to working to find myself a match so we could get another heir going. Because
If it were up to
it's
me,
one
that
of the
would.
requirements of
Yeah.
it's one of the requirements of having a title.
If it were up to me, I'd make sure you could keep that position as there, but you know how things work. I'd rather just stick to the military and helping Rochnik with the men at arms, but I don't know. It's good to have you back.
So yeah, it's nice to not be constantly fearing about getting caught and killed and or worse. Um so this the group that you've been with for I guess recently sounding, you know, as post year not quite as deadly as was originally thought adventure up north.
Oh, it was more dangerous than you realise. I'd actually freely honestly say without these guys backing me up, I don't think I'd have made it back home. I'm sure cousin Liliana. I'm sure cousin Liliana mentioned to you already that while I was up there, things have gone down the gutter drain pretty much. I've had to fight off insurrectionists, fight off bandits, engagements with giants, usual things.
Those don't sound very usual, but it's still the kind of adventures I could believe from you from our childhood days. Um, it's good to hear you've at least been able to find some people you get
At
along
the
well with.
mention of childhood adventures and stuff like that, but that looks like that's like you were that much of a get into trouble.
Tutski
He
has
doesn't say it. He does give you a look.
Tutski
That plays it.
has a giggle and looks directly at Nats and goes, "Yeah, you could say I was the more adventurous of the four of us."
That's for sure, she says. Um, trying to think. All right. So, sounds like you've been trying to get the family to help with supporting Flussburg after the order invaded.
Yes, many reasons. Obviously, by more influence up north for us was a good thing. Influence with the order would be a good thing, but also for a personal matter, like Tutski looks Gerald in the eyes. I wouldn't be able to face I wouldn't be able to face myself if I didn't help those who helped me. I'd be
Oh, that's for sure.
I'd be disobeying
I
I'd be
I got a
disobeying
fair amount.
father by doing that. She says
Yeah,
solemnly.
it's always good to live up to the Friedland, ideal of letting people make their own decisions for what they want to do.
Yeah.
Well, I guess this will put me in it'll put me in a more difficult position, but yeah, sure, you've got my support. What kind of brother would I be if I didn't support my sister when she needs it?
She smiles and goes, "I'll do what I can to support your position as well." Like I said, best outcome for me would be to have my inheritance back, but leave you in charge because I don't want to mess with that sort of things when we've got this on the horizon.
Yeah. Though as I learned during my go through the courts and all that is the various other nobles will use just about any excuse they will to diminish your case and oh, I came back but decided not to try to prove I hadn't died yet is not gonna look good to them, unfortunately.
Exactly. That's why I've been trying to piece together in my mind what the best course of action would be.
It should be noted, Alani butts in, that the idea has already been brought up to help Flussberg first. That way, the people that aided Tutski, nursed her back to health, would be able to, at the very least, provide testimony to get the ball rolling.
That'll probably help, but you know, it's you know, politics can get very cutthroat, and I'm assuming Dalith's trying to insight something on this with her nat 20.
What exactly?
Mirs, you're not
Are you
muted,
muted?
right?
Mirrors. Mirrors.
Dun
Mirrors.
dun 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 dun
Dun.
dun dun dun.
He's
All
missing
right.
in
Well, we
action.
definitely cannot hear Mriss right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So he's probably trying to rejoin.
You're
Still
back.
don't hear you.
Yeah, if you're talking, we don't hear you.
We
Right,
will
miss.
we would tell you if we hear you, but I'm sure you're muted or something is not connected.
I mean, considering he knew to disconnect and reconnect, I assume he can hear us. Um,
Something
yeah,
is
something.
wrong. Oh yeah, something is wrong.
Roll
Yeah.
20.
Okay. We didn't know. Okay.
Yep. All
I
right.
can hear you. Check the Discord settings. Um, check
If
any
not,
settings.
close
Oh,
Discord and see if that works. If not, try
worst case you can call me or something like that. That could also be the case. Close Discord.
And reopen it,
Uh,
yeah.
but I have a feeling it's more like your mic.
Mike died on live on television.
of course.
Who
That's
said
what
this will be on
would happen
television?
with us.
On television.
I'm
Technically,
trying to
we
make it
go.
sound impressive.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Still not
If we
hearing
get
Mriss though.
serious, if
Damn you.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh,
you
hey,
hear
we
Here
us
we
hear
now.
go.
you.
now we
Here you
can
Yeah.
hear
go.
you.
Perfect.
Okay.
okay.
Now that he can hear us, I can finish what I was trying to say. Oh, speak again because I don't think I hear you well at one
No,
point.
no, no. I stopped because you were
Okay.
saying that you want to say something.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. I wanted to say. Okay. Let's be honest, everyone. Does anyone here watch TV still?
Not really. No.
No.
What
I
Exactly.
watch
So
YouTube on
streaming.
TV.
So
what's the TV?
exactly. So streaming and YouTube have become television. Let's not kid ourselves.
Television.
No, Netflix is
Now,
television.
Mriss, what is that nat 20 for?
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm rolling to see if I detect any subterfuge or deceptions or ulterior motives, anything from Gerald.
Kind of
I mean,
underwear he's wearing.
you can sense he
Welcome
is
to
self-conscious about
politics.
his position in the family, and he is worried about that. But he is being earnest in that he's gonna help his sister.
Okay.
So he just doesn't want to lose his position in the family.
Well, I mean,
Okay, that's cool.
it's kind of
That's
become
cool.
like his one point of, you know, his position in the
Yeah,
family he's found himself back in,
I'd probably
yeah,
say
that's
and
cool.
that's being
cool.
thrown out, potentially thrown out again. It's like, okay, yeah,
I'll
that's
probably
unsettling, but he'll deal with it.
Tutski's.
Okay.
I'll also say
Question:
if you
Can we
since you rolled
can
high
we
enough, Maris,
this
I'll say on her part, Tutski's also genuine saying that if that does come to pass, she does get her the title back, she will default hand Regency to Gerald back because she doesn't want to deal with the politics involved.
Sorry, Cloud.
Anyway,
So now it's the moment where you tell Mears the underwear that he's wearing.
maybe
It's
Actually,
a
next
nat
yes.
time.
20. It's a nat
Actually,
20. So
actually, yes. I should be able to. Uh, to
You should be able to pair his personality with his
That's not how
Exactly.
insight works.
I should be able to.
That's not how
Look,
insight works.
he's also used a secret
I
law
think
to
you would
detect
need a
panties.
35 for that one, Rich.
Yeah, he haven't.
That'd be perception anyway.
It's not technically it's not perception. It's the new and not as yet unlocked ability that you can get later on called detect panties.
Is he the plains guy? Is he the polka dot?
Tiger stripe.
That will say a lot for the list.
But then again, since they're noble, Tutski and her brother could be wearing gold encrusted.
Oh
No,
no.
your family's
don't
not
believe
wealthy
that.
enough for that right now.
I know.
Exactly. I
I'm
don't
teasing.
believe that. You are not edgy enough for that.
Ooh.
Anywho, is there anything else we want to get out of this role play scene, or are we largely done with it?
Not from my part.
Not from my
Alright.
part, so unless Gerald has anything to say to Tutski, I think that's about it.
Not right now. I think it's
Okay.
getting used to where things are currently now.
And basically, it's been 20 years. They're probably gonna go off and catch up or something.
Yeah.
It
Cloud, there
might
was
be a little
something
bit
you
more
wanted
awkward than
Nadia
that.
to do.
Yeah.
Yes. Steal him. Rob him blind.
Oh, the
Not,
investigation.
not bad actually. It could have been better, but it is a 12. So
True.
Yeah, you aren't able to find a whole lot about the shifter, unfortunately.
a whole lot, but I found something, is what you're saying.
No, you didn't really find anything conclusive. He's
But
in
I
the
found
city.
some. Oh, really?
He's still in the area around the city. That's about it. It's still a
Perfect.
decent sized city. That's not incredibly helpful.
The only progress we've had on that is that Tutski's convinced the Antonines to put a patrol as well, so that should help.
But yeah, we at least we know he hasn't left the city, so that's not bad. That means we only need to leave the city and throw a big fireball on the city, and then we're fine.
Yes. We'll use a magnifying
Oh,
glass.
so we want to make an enemy out of this state. We're looking for allies. Got it.
We'll
Yeah.
use a magical magnifying glass to make a huge fireball.
Perfect.
Tutski
Anyway,
turns it to
so-
you slowly, anger in her face.
Anyway, so that's it
Tutski
for
leaves
this
the party.
session.
Yeah.
Actually, there is one last thing. I
Oh,
mean,
one last
we
thing.
could, we could do
Actually,
that.
actually, we have a dragon. We can burn the whole city.
I don't think
actually,
he will
Braun would
agree
leave the
with that.
party.
Yes, exactly. I don't think
Broad
he would
actually
agree with that.
Broad
I
actually
don't
pisses off
think
Delith
Bronze
even
is
more.
fire.
Yeah, I was about to say Braun will actually leave the party, and to piss off Delith, he'll allow Tutski to ride on his back as they both leave.
No.
What?
No.
What? You can't take this from me.
Let's
Anyway,
see. Bronze dragons are lightning. Yeah.
That's what I'm about
Um,
to say.
Shocking.
So not setting the town on fire. Anyway. So we're
Even
done.
better, we are not destroying the buildings. We are only killing everybody with lightning.
We're done now. All right. So that was this session of the Eboa Chronicles. Next week, convincing the rest of the Friedland aristocracy to support the cause and figure out what's going on with the shifter.
Mm-hmm.
Will
Stuff's afoot.
Will
That's an
Tutsi get
amazing
her
idea.
inheritance back? We'll get all these answers next time on the Brown Chronicles.
Don't know exactly how to achieve that. We will persuade them by saying that if they don't actually agree to help us, we are going to write songs for them.
No.
Anyway,
Do you want us dead?
that's it. See you next time on the Eboa Chronicles.
Yeah, see you next time. It's good to be back streaming myself again, and may the force be with you all. Farewell, and I should go.